15, where confirm is now on the jump button. But in Kenzan, for some reason, actually, it's X instead of circle. So thanks, Kenzan. Anyway, Kenzan. 3, 2, 1, go. Kenzan is an interesting game. Like, I won't go far as to say it's good. It's different. It's different in a good way. It's actually kind of fresh. It's weird how fresh it is. I like it. I like it a lot. You'll see. You'll see. You'll see. You'll see the roughness as well, exceptionally early on. But if you remember as well that this is like RGG's like first PS3 game, it's actually pretty good. I think I was supposed to do the bottom option there. We get tutorialized on how to use a menu. If you ever wondered about Yakuza tutorials, Kenzan has even a menu on how to use your start menu. This is the map. This is how you use the map. Hey, these are our story bits. We have to go to each of them. This is how you zoom into the map and see the names of the shops. This is the list of the shops as well. I think this is the only Yakuza game that does that. This is the world map. You'll see that later. The world map in Kenzan is actually quite interesting. It does a really cool thing with it that no other RPG game does. I quite like it. But you'll see. It's also our taxi list, kind of. We don't have, like, fast travel, but we do have fast travel. Not in the LED sense, but in the old sense. For this guy, it's literally any option, then the bottom option. Thank you. Be glad that works as well, holding the direction ahead of time. So we have to go to different places. If you look here, look how good this looks in terms of color. Like, it's obviously, again, sub-resolution because it's a PS3 Yakuza game, so it's like, it's not even full 720, it's like 580 or something like that. But even being, you know, early PS3, game's got color to it. Game's actually got some gorgeous color to it. Like, I genuinely like the look of this place. Old Gion. Oh, this way first. Idiot. So people start booing, yup. I already am. Dark Lighters Homie, thank you very much for the 29 months, I appreciate it. So we do have 2 fight tutorials, which you could probably guess how bad they are. They're pretty rough in this game, I'm not gonna lie. We get the guard tutorial, but we get even worse tutorials. Shoutouts to generating heat by pressing the taunt button. I'd rather not. No thank you, video game. Yeah, just gonna punch people instead. I hope I can be in a better position this time, because I know my PB I wasn't in that hot of a position for this first tutorial. So, let's speak to this lady here. She's gonna say that there was like some trouble down the way behind us, and that's gonna get to our first fight tutorial. And you're gonna get to see the sluggishness in action. Just as a heads up, whenever I'm in a fight, watch my turning radius. That's the thing to watch out for. When we're around town, everything is fine, but in the middle of a fight, watch this. We gotta do full combos here, it doesn't matter like what we do. So, you'll see in a minute. I should take this guy all the way, but it's fine. Now we grab an attack. Please. See how slow that turn was? The movement, look at that. The movement is kind of like the OG games, which is kind of hilarious if you think about it. Weapon attacks. So the reason why I'm here is to grab this first. Let me hit this guy. Oh my god, we're doing the guard again. Grab the stick. Yes, multi-hits, well, sometimes count, I should say. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. That time they did, and they didn't. I'm in a very bad place here. Because what we want to do here is build up our heat. It says use taunt. No. God, no. Do not. God, no. Just grab people, punch people. My god, do not. Turn! Miyamoto! Turn! I'm also in a very bad place because there's no good heat action spot here. Heat action spot that's good is on the other side. So instead I'm going to have to try and, yeah, mess this up. I should be more over here because this is the good heat action spot. Come on, boys. Please. These stairs good. This does all damage like to the enemies as well whilst we're obviously doing these hits, so there will be 1 HP now. And they'll be guarding, because why wouldn't they be guarding? Yes, good. Thank you, Kenzan. these tutorials. Kenzan's tutorials are terrible. That's all this apparently runs. I'm holding R1 circle to text skip because I'm so used to OG2. This is a mistake. This is a big mistake. Massive mistake. Anyway, we gotta go do our second fight tutorial because the game hasn't tutorialized us how to guard yet. And every Yakuza game loves to say, hey, please guard attacks, we're never gonna hit you. Let's go do that. Let's go do that right now. Yeah, no, I don't know why the tutorial guys just guard constantly, but they do. It's so frustrating. And then they will not attack us that aggressively when we need to do the guard tutorial ourselves. Which, that's coming up next. We're going to go to Ebisu. We're going to get a tutorial on, hey, come here to sell stuff, which, that's actually part of the speedrun. We do need to come here to actually sell stuff. Kenzan's run itself is not difficult. The Kenzan's run itself is, like, really genuinely... Kenzan, in general, is very easy. Kenzan itself, even on normal difficulty, is, like, really ridiculously easy. But the run itself can get a bit tricky, because we're going to be utilizing a specific piece of equipment, and there is a way to lose a giant bunch of power on it if we do too many wasted attacks during the run. So, we got to be a bit careful. We're now going to get tutorialized on locker keys. These are the locker keys of the Kenzan era. We head down this way to open them. Through all the Torii gates that are just here. Saw these last night in Fatal Zero, Fatal Frame 4. Ugh. They did not symbolize anything good in that game. Right, so we have a coin locker. This gets us the story item that we need to take back to the guy outside of our apartment. And this is where we get into our last tutorial. We're going to cut this corner and get into it quickly. Oh. Right, so for the first tutorial, we have to defeat certain enemies. There is a quick way to defeat enemies with your hand-to-hand combat style. It is this. Kick them. This doesn't look fast. Trust me, it is. We need to grab the gourds after. Nice one double hit at least there. So this is showing you how you pick up items and stuff. Block. Come on, boys. Come on, boys! Thanks. One of you needs to multi-hit me now, please. Come on. As in, actually, you know, hit the guard, not me. Ooh, I love guard tutorials so much! Quick step time after lock-on. Gotta love guard tutorials, they're so good. They're so good. You have to be careful with your quickstep here. Your quickstep, you can double quickstep already. It's actually kind of slow. It's like you do this and then you like can't like quickstep again. I do not want to be in the corner. Just realized. Last one, it's okay to double on. Now kill enemies, which, surprise, we kick. You can now see how much damage the kick does, like, in a single HP bar. It's pretty good. The kick is pretty good. We'll be utilizing this kick a fair amount. This kick is a bit stupid. And now I'm going home. I'm going home. Fuck this. Cool. And then we get a little bit more of the old story. So we're basically kind of in the future here. For this first set of cutscenes. We meet up with a girl who calls herself Haruka. Surprise, it's actually Haruka. She wants Miyamoto Musashi to kill somebody. She doesn't have any money, though, so she's brought swords for us to, like, pawn off, but these swords, like, bad and don't sell or something like that. Either way, this plot gets very, very bad with Haruka, because she's going to go off to be a courtesan, or a courtesan apprentice, which, ugh, that ain't good. That's the reason why the game ain't coming out in the West. Also, the nice thing, despite this being a PS3 game, the voiced cutscenes like this, they are still faster to hold the text skip rather than mash like 3 and 4, for whatever reason. Like, I wonder if that happened in the remasters for 3 and 4, if it was the same in the original as well. I don't actually know. In gold, but that's fine. 6-second time save, I'll take that. Now, if you thought we were done with the tutorials, boy, are you wrong. If you thought we were done with the guard tutorials, oh boy, you're wrong. It's time for Sugoi. It's time for Sugoi. So this is our friend Marame. It kind of similarly to Ishin, we're kind of like leading a bit of a rebellion. We're gonna teach these guys how to properly wield a sword. To do that, we're gonna show them how to get out and put away our sword. Do that 5 times. And everybody is so impressed. Give us a round of applause. Yeah. Sugoi. Sugoi. Good technique. Good technique. Very good technique. Alright. Now we're gonna use a wooden sword, not a real sword. I'm gonna beat these guys up. So, I'm gonna do your normal combo. Or normal combo. Once again. Sugoi. 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 They're gonna clap over everything. Now we do strong attacks. So, square and triangle. Be a little careful, obviously, with your turning radius. Oh, hey. It's eating my input. Kenzan. Now, of course, it wouldn't be a second round of tutorials if we didn't have to do another guard tutorial. Thankfully, this guy is really aggressive. Thankfully, this guy is going to try hitting us a bunch, which is really nice. This is like the one guard tutorial where your enemy that's trying to hit you is massively aggressive in these games. Genuinely, Sugoi. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. We're now going to learn how to kind of break guards a little bit. We have a method of breaking guards by kicking, which is on, obviously, the circle button. So we want to make sure they are holding their guard before we do this. If you do it too early, it doesn't count. See? Because you just hit him instead. So depending on, like, the animation, if you do it from the side there, he recovers a bit faster by the looks of things. Come on. I should just wait. I should just wait. Sugoi. Now, this one's the interesting one. This one's the interesting one. We have a technical kind of charge where we can hold our strong attack after we've done it. So I think gain a little bit of heat. So we're going to do that real quick on this mannequin. I don't know what that does. I thought it generated heat, but I might be wrong. Either way, we don't use it in the run. Either way, we do not use it in the run. Hey, good news. We are done with tutorials. For now. For now. That's the end of Sugoi, I'm afraid. So we're gonna go speak to Marame. Again, the nice thing is we can just, like, literally just avoid all of this. So, fun fact, we want to lose this next fight. When we get to half HP, we lose the fight automatically. You can win this fight. Fun fact, we're going to start by trying to win the fight. Marame gets massively aggressive after you attack him a couple of times. So, or, like, get his HP down enough. So, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. I'm gonna try and kick the guy. If we can get down to, like, less than, like, 1 HP bar. Or, like, down to this 1 HP bar. He'll go aggressive. I should knock him to the floor, but he'll be, like, hyper-aggressive now. Now, take my hands off the controller. I shouldn't have got hit by that one, because that one knocks you to the ground. Me again. One more time. See, I should have gone in the corner, actually, for that. Well, yeah, so yeah, you can see that he just goes very aggressive at that point. He just tries to, like, take you out. He's, like, really mad that, you know, you beat him in the gym. So he's just like, yeah, no, I'm going to take you out. So that's why you take care of, like, a part of his HP bar, because then he just takes care of you faster, instead of, like, walking around you. Good movement. Bad movement. Okay, and then we're going to go see him up here. In this house. Hello. Is this where we see the good old him? It is, isn't it? Yes. So we see him coming up. Alright, so. Let's speak to Marame for a little bit, and then we're going to go over to the other members of the Resistance, where we're going to lay out our plan, and we're going to have to go and fight somebody. Have our first technical boss fight coming up. I guess Marame is technically a boss fight, but he's a losable tutorial. I don't count him as like a proper boss fight. This guy, you might not recognize him because his model in this game is fucking weird, but good old not Manjimagoro is about to turn up in front of us. Okay, goodbye. So what you can't see on the left-hand side under my webcam is that every time we level up, we don't get orbs in the traditional Yakuza sense. It puts the level up into certain categories for us. So there, what you didn't see is that I just leveled up and got hit points and power. So both of those are pretty self-explanatory. The other ones we can get are speed, which you can probably guess what speed is, and combo, which will extend the hits on our combo. All this scuffed. Yeah, someone the other day tried saying it was because, you know, he has both of his eyes. You'll see it in a second here. It's weird to see him with both of his eyes, sure, but no, that's not it. Look at this. Look at this model here. Like, that is definitely a very old Majima. This Majima looks older than he does in the Dragon Engine. Like, you can tell they definitely did a lot of work to his model for Yakuza 3. What doesn't help is obviously this game is, again, sub PS3 resolution. So it's like 580 instead of 720, and it's currently being, like, I can't remember the word, like, stretched out to, like, 1080p. So, actually, this might be 720. I don't know if Kenzan had 1080. So, see the map? That's the direction we're going to go, apart from when we get to that top part. That's wrong. We're going to go a different route. I'm going to go a very different route, because there is a weapon that we're going to grab. It's a good weapon. A very good weapon. I'm trying to skip this cutscene and just, it isn't skipping. Fun fact, Kenzan was the first RGG game where they started face scanning actors. Well, there you go. Hey, hopefully we do good fights here. Alright, so, set piece begins. Now, your strong attacks, you can see, only hits one enemy, so you want to be a little careful when obviously using it. Also, fun fact that most people don't know, because most people assume Zero was the first game with dashing. Incorrect. It was actually Kenzan. You put your weapons away, you just start running like this. Any fight that has a hand-to-hand guy, take out the fucking hand-to-hand guy first. He sucks. Oh, that sucks, the lantern. Yeah. In a minute, we'll get a combo upgrade or a power upgrade that will kill these enemies. Wow, he actually was taking them out. Nice. Okay, it's not too bad. It wasn't recently. It was, we learned it quite early on, but it was after our first set of runs, funnily enough. And you do the thing of fearing all the enemies when you get your weapon out. If we can, like, obviously keep enemies together like this, power. Good. We can do the thing of keeping, like, enemies together like this. We can, like, get, obviously, our multi hits off. You know what? He did his best, actually. This is the one we can run. This is the one where we can run. So, put that weapon away. And leave. What we're going to do is going to head down to the left here. Very specifically, we want to go all the way down this corridor because there is in this corner a sword. This is the nameless katana. You might recognize that if you ever watched the 2K2 runs. Only a small sword? Yeah, like Playing Like Ass says, it's probably that you are thinking of. Whoops. Again, I'm pressing the wrong button here. Nameless katana, please. Thank you. Oops, I would like... Top option. Top option is... Nope. Madada. Off we go. Cool. So, we need to take care of all these enemies as well. We'll start taking care of... Actually, no. We'll run to the room here, because... Well, Badger doesn't follow us, so these two should follow us into this room, and I'd like to spawn the next set of enemies. Oops. So if I can get all of them together. Cutie! Look at it! So using the Nameless. I should have done the full combo. I forgot this guy likes to guard. Enemies that actually guard your attacks. Hot damn. Essence of Finisher is okay in this game. It's not like super amazing, but it does obviously do a good amount of damage. So hit this guy earlier. Look at the blood splatter as well, by the way. Game was surprisingly gory. Hey, that's the end of that chapter. I'm gonna lose time. I'm losing a bunch of time. Damn. Ouch. Bad chapter. Bad chapter. Okay, cool. Yeah, bad chapter. Oh. Goriest in the series? Yeah, I'd agree with that, actually. Yeah, you're right. 3 is pretty gory. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, I'd definitely agree with that. Okay, my notes are definitely wrong here because it says grab the items outside the in the shrine and outside. Nope, we don't do that. We're just going to go outside the shrine and come back in. You have to go down a tiny bit and then in. What we have to do. Lovely. There's not much to this chapter. This chapter's quite a small chapter, as you can probably tell by the time. Sad Majima. So, unfortunately, old Marame is going to find us. I'm going to have to fight him again. He's the problem in this fight. He's the big problem in this fight. Need to Majima again. Yeah, so Marame is the big problem in this fight. He's going to be doing a lot of guarding and stuff. I'm really hoping that he goes for Majima instead of me, so that I can focus on the ads. And then obviously that way I can hit him from behind and then keep him in the loop. It's very easy to keep enemies looped in this game, because you can hit them as they're standing up. And then they just don't really do much. They will later on, but they don't really do much at the moment. So, still using single sword. We're getting our 2 sword in a bit. Nice. Okay, and if I can get him with attacks like that, I absolutely will. It's not good. Yeah, he's blocking. Yeah, it's not good. Miyamoto is trying to, like, aim for the ads as well as him, which is really messing me up. I can't take. Ouch. It's bad. This ain't going well. Okay. I assume we're both on the floor. Yes, we are. Thank you, actually. Wow, Majima did a good thing. Majima did a very good thing there. What the heck? Alright. Cool. Hey, I hope you didn't forget about tutorials, because it's time for another fight tutorial. We're about to unlock Miyamoto Musashi's iconic dual sword stance style. So, we have to re-tutorialize this. We're beginning with a good old guard tutorial, which normally would be pretty bad, but actually the guard tutorial for dual swords isn't that bad, because literally, you guard attacks from every direction. If people would hit me. How do I let that go? What? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Then we do, obviously, normal attacks. Should stay with the others, honestly. He'll be on 1 HP. I was kind of hoping everybody would be a bit more gathered together for this. Miyamoto Musashi, I swear to God. Miyamoto Musashi, I swear to God. Please start hitting enemies, thank you. Alright, cool. That's that. That is that. Immediately shit the bed. It's true. Unfortunately, it is very true. Another 7-second time loss. Ouch. Alright, this chapter is also, as you can probably tell, pretty short. Fun fact as well, don't forget, we're 25 minutes into the speedrun. We haven't even gotten access to the main city yet. Like, we still haven't gotten access to the main hub of the game. That doesn't happen for a while. We're gonna be utilizing our sword here to hopefully tackle the enemies in front of us. I don't know if I want to use duel here. Like single. I think it's like almost the same damage considering, you know, it's the same longsword we use. Oh, see that? We now have our 4 hit on our combo. That leveled up at some point that I didn't see. Right, so I'm going to try and push towards those guys on the other side of the bridge. So we're going to get behind this guy and push this way. Every enemy has to die. Obviously, them being on the bridge is nicer because you can just take them out. Should have done that. Should move behind this guy. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. That guy decided not to join me. That's nice. Yeah, it was okay. That wasn't that great of a fight. So, the bridge is gonna collapse. Old Not Majima's gonna fall down. He's gone now. Goodbye forever. Definitely. Cough. And we're gonna end up in this small little, village. We're gonna go and help them out when some assassins come and kill us, I believe. Or try to kill us. Also, the nice thing is there's no fight spawns yet. I say yet, because, next chapter. Next chapter. This is all very much solid story at this point. We don't actually gain, like, full access to the main city until, like, pretty much chapter 5. I guess you do in the next chapter, but it takes a while to get there, as you can see. So the nice thing about the fight outside here is we're going to have our sword to deal with this fight. The fight after this next one, we are not going to have our sword to deal with. So as you can probably guess, we're going to be using our foot. I'm going to be using our foot a lot. Foot good. So if I can get these guys relatively together, they usually don't stay together. Yeah, I'm hoping this guy, like, goes again a bit more towards me. That'd be good if he goes this way. These guys don't guard for some reason, so just attack. Obviously, he used strong at this last one if he's gonna die. That's a pretty simple fight. There's really not much to say about that fight. It's just smack the square button. They don't guard, so it is very, very nice and easy. But we're going to get into another fight coming up here. And this is where we're going to be without sword. Why the game wasn't allowing me to skip that cutscene. Happens sometimes. So these guys are bandits coming up here. They're coming to harass the people that live here. And we're going to obviously do them a solid for nursing us back to health by fighting these bandits. Now, this is where you also see your first instance of ranged enemies. Ranged enemies in Kenzan are frustrating because there's multiple of them. There's multiple different types of them. You're going to see the bow and arrow enemies, which, boy, are we going to go and kill them first. So, run forward, and I don't know where the other one went. Deal with you. He's here. Okay, he's not here, he's to my left. I don't know how he got away from me. But yeah, you can see we're going to use the kick. The bow and arrow guy will interrupt my combos if I'm not careful. So I will actually deal with him in a second. Also, he ran away. To the point where I don't see where he is. Everybody else just kind of feared. So that's why I decided to go after him. That's why I don't want to leave that guy, because he can just go away. Terrible fight. Terrible fight. Jeez. Can't believe I let the first bow and arrow guy get away. I've never let the first bow and arrow guy get away. Anyway, that's the end of that chapter. Neat! 3-second or 4-second time save. Let's go. Alright, this is where things start opening up a little bit. We're now going to go back to the city you saw at the start of the game, which is Gion. Have to do the monk stuff, don't we? Oh, right. Fight first. I kind of forgot this fight existed. Should have got it. Again, if we can keep enemies together like this is obviously what we want to do. We need to do a strong there. So hit him before he hit me. Ow. Come on, stop running away. The one guy on the right hasn't been hit at all yet either, which is annoying. Okay, that was okay towards the end at least. Oh, dear oh dear. Yeah, again, as you can see, it's just a whole bunch of square at the start. Like, again, weirdly enough, Kenzan's difficulty, there's not really any of it. Even if you're playing on normal, because there's not the usual, you know, pick your, like, you know, abilities to, like, level up, the game makes you very, very strong. Makes you very, very strong. He's our monk friend. Don't worry about him staring at us while we sleep. He's a good lad. He's going to give us some money. No, he doesn't give us some money. Jackass. He's going to help us out. He's going to help us out a fair bit. Especially at the start. And later on, actually. Take your clothes. He leaves a message. And you can see it opens up the second part of the world map. These are the bits that we have been to. And we're going to go there to the city next. That would ever like to get off my screen. Cool. So, now we're not covered in blood from the robes that we did have. So now we have to watch out for fight spawns. Now fight spawns are a real, genuine danger. So we have to be very careful at the start here to make sure there isn't a fight spawn when we drop down here, because there can be. Which there is. So instead I'm going to drop this way. Now, fight spawns in Kenzan aren't actually that bad. There's a couple of fight spawns in Kenzan that are actually horrific, but we have ways of dealing with them. Most fight spawns in Kenzan, like this guy, look like they're in a really bad position. Watch this. See how long that took him to notice? Fight spawns in Kenzan are really generous. Like, actually, really, really generous. Which is really nice. Also, remember this bit for later. We'll be coming back here much, much later. This temple right here. If you look on the minimap, there's also a way to go to the right that's currently X'd off on the minimap. That'll be important near the end of the video game. So, we're going through all the wooded pathland. Again, you'll see that there can be fight spawns here. Again, they're actually not a problem. They're genuinely not a problem. The camera down trick doesn't work with Kenzan, unfortunately. I still do it anyway, because I'm too used to it with PS3 era Yakuzas. So, look at this guy. He looks like he'll get into a fight with us, right? No. Like, it took him half a second to actually react and run towards us. Like, yeah, the fight spawns in Kenzan are actually genuinely kind of nice. On the right here isn't a problem either. He looks like he is, but again, he's not. As long as you're just running forward and you're not close to him, he's not a problem. There's 1 or 2 fight spawns in this game that are a problem. We know where those are, and thankfully, one of them pretty much is like 95% guaranteed to turn up. He's easy to deal with. The others can be a bit more problematic. Fun fact, there will be fight spawns in this part of the city later. The Palanquin you can see on the left-hand side there. They will be active later on, but not just yet. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. The nice thing is the northern part of town that we're going to here, that doesn't have fight spawns in it at all throughout the entirety of the game. This guy looks like a fight spawn, but he's not. We gotta see our friend here who's gonna flash some cash to get us into the northern part of the city. But we're going to get ourselves, the whole point of this is we're going to get ourselves a hideout / home to be able to utilize. Fun fact, it has a very secret back door to get between the lower and the northern part of town. Which is great. Look at this man's money he's about to flash. This man just flashes a whole wad of cash. Like, watch this. There's a lot of Rio. If we had that, we'd have less problems in the speedrun. Look at this. Look how much money he's just about to flash. My dude, where did you get that? I have some. Everyone's just like, what? How does a monk have access to this kind of money? Which, good question. I'm fairly confident this guy is a famous actor in Japan. I'm fairly certain, I think him and Marame may be famous actors. We gotta go figure out some brothel stuff. So we're gonna head over to the ye olde period MEB. We want the second option in here. Very important we do the second option. And then the last option to leave. Notice the blue Haoris that may look somewhat familiar. Head off. I don't actually think they are the Shinsengumi. I might be wrong. I think they're like, I think they're still like Shinsengumi-esque, but I don't know if they're the actual Shinsengumi in this game. And we go back to our friend who's going to tell us to go back. So we go back. Whee! There's going to be a lot of back and forth. Look how good this looks, like color-wise. This game looks gorgeous, genuinely. And Roth. We're always faster than our NPC friends as well, by the way. Yeah, Shinsengumi wouldn't exist in this period, so I wonder if they're just workers. Yeah, they're actually workers. I just noticed the pattern on the back is the same as the brothel over here. Yeah, they're the brothel workers. We don't want to get too close to stop him, obviously. Anyway, we're gonna get another hand-to-hand fight here. We're not gonna want to, you know, spread a bunch of blood in the brothel. Even though the other guy has a sword. Not exactly fair. There's a face actor as well. Yeah. Be seeing him in next chapter? Question mark? Question mark? You can kind of tell the celebrity actors definitely had a bit more work on their models. Same with Miyamoto Musashi than, you know, some of the characters in this game. Basically, Majima got fucked over. Haruka looks like quite like Haruka as well. But man, Majima got the short end of the stick. Really did. They definitely fixed his model for free, which is nice. Anyway, time to fight people. By people, I mean this one dude who's just enraged at the minute. This guy, hey, could you help us out? Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure, fine. Whatever. Need to remember the next chapter for the blacksmith. God, the blacksmith. I forgot the next tutorial's coming. Anyway, this guy, you can probably guess. I'm going to kick him a bunch. Once again, your kick is stupidly overpowered. It's way more damage in a quicker amount of time than doing a full combo. That kick is stupid. That kick is actually stupid. Don't ask how. Can't tell you how. It's just stupid. Either way, we have a house now. Thanks very much, my dude. Very certain he bought this house for us. Right, cool. Should be that for the chapter. So we're done with this conversation. Might save a little bit of time here, actually. Not bad. So chapter 5 is when things really start to open up. We gain full access to the northern part of the city and the bottom part of the city. Thank you notes that say don't do the sub-story where you kick the guy sitting in front of the building of the shrine. Because I would have... I don't ever do that one anymore, but I used to do that one. Anyway. Bum. Nice gold split. 11 seconds. Let's go. Cool. Alright, so chapter 5. This is where there's going to be a whole bunch of things here. I hate that my notes just say leave house. I really should have said which direction to leave just in case. I think it's north. Usually it's north. So we're going to head out this way. There's probably going to be, I think this is our first bird up reference. Going to be a pigeon. Hey, it's just be, hope you're doing well. Oh, no bird up here. Oh yeah, don't run into them because they're a solid object. Kinda. One of them is. Just the bit where I can just go straight to the thing on the left. There's definitely a bit where you can go straight to the thing on the left. I've always forgotten which one it is. I think it's this one. It would save me a lot of time if I could remember. I think it's this one. I'm not going to risk it. Because like, there's one bit you can just go straight left here instead of going all the way up here. I think it's there. I'm pretty confident it's there because we get turned away here. Yeah. I think it is there. There's definitely one bit you can skip a marker in this game. I just don't remember which one. I think it's there. Need to add that to my notes at some point. Also, proper ways to enter and leave my house. Hello, friend.
What? Huh?
Daytime, go back north. Alright, appreciate that. Oh yeah, we can't actually leave our house the other way yet, because the game hasn't tutorialized us. That speculation is absolute horseshit. Like, I'm sorry to be rude and blunt about it, but I'm getting really annoyed by it. Like, that speculation is absolute, utter tripe and horseshit. RGG, in interviews when Ishin came out, said that they would have to, like, remake the entirety of Kenzan because of its story, and that they also don't really want to be associated with Kenzan's story in certain parts of it. Especially with the fact that parts of Kenzan's story would not fly with the Western age rating boards. So, I don't know where you heard that speculation. It's absolute, utter tripe and horseshit. I'm sorry to be blunt about it, but it is absolute horseshit. This is why I really dislike doing Kenzan runs, because people keep coming in here and going, oh, Kenzan's coming next, it's coming! No, it fucking isn't. I do not know where you've got this info, but your info is fucking wrong. Shut up. That's why I moved in a weird way, because I knew I'd have to hit start. I was Dark Souls clawing my controller. I was actually Dark Souls clawing my controller. Daytime, go back north. Can do. Thanks, video game. So yeah, the weird thing about Gion here, the northern Gion, as I said, there's no fight spawns here. So we're not going to be getting into many fights. We're hopefully not going to get into many fights as we go along. There's one fight I got into in my PB that is a real pain in the fucking ass. There's no good way to deal with it if it does spawn in. So here's praying. Here's praying it doesn't spawn in this time. Need to learn the actual direction to go. No, there's reasons why I don't say the entire plot of this game as I'm playing it like I do the others. There's a lot of exceptionally problematic elements that even RGG themselves have said, yeah, no, that's not something we want to be associated with. If they are gonna, like, do another samurai game, I'd rather they also do it from scratch as well. At this point, now that Ishin is out in the West, that's it. No more remakes. No more remakes, only do new stuff. A new samurai action game, like having, like, you know, an extended cast of, like, Kiryu and Ichi would be fantastic. Like, more new stuff, less old stuff now. Ishin is the one that we never got in the West, and we now have in the West. I'm glad we do, because I'm glad people get to experience Ishin at last. But at this point, no more remakes. No Kiwami free. No Black Panther? Alright. I'm gonna be honest, because I own both Black Panthers, they're next to me in this drawer, and I do want to speedrun them both. I like them. I like them a lot. But the way that they would probably remake them would be to do the battle system kind of like it is with the, like, more recent brawlers. And I feel like the way that the Black Panther games are with their, not arcadey, arcadey is the wrong word, but, like, with the way that you can actually, like, aim at different body parts, I feel like Black Panther's, like, actual strengths lie in that system. And I feel like if you were to change that game to, like, a brawler-esque system, I don't feel like it would be that great. I think they were very good for what they were on the PSP, but I personally feel like if they were going to do that, they should also do OG 1 and 2. And I don't think that that's a reasonable expectation of resources. As much as I love OG 1 and 2, unless you're doing it like a cheap digital release, I just don't see it. Like, yeah, Kiwami free talk as well frustrates me as well. Like, I understand why people dislike Yakuza free. Yeah, absolutely, you can dislike Yakuza free. There's many good reasons to dislike Yakuza free. But if you're redoing Yakuza free, you need to kind of also change up the way that things happen in free as well. Like, the plot points and when they happen in free are weird. Like, having the orphanage stuff in, like, 3 big chunks is just really weird. Fourth option? Fourth option. Yeah, this guy. Yeah. Hey, Shogi Parlor Permit. Shogi Parlor Permit. That's... Yeah, I know where that is. This way. This way? Yeah, this way. I had to remember where I was for a second there. I would not be opposed, like, if ever the Black Panther games came out, I would do the same thing as, obviously, like, all the other RGG games, and happily say, hey, you should buy this. Like, I feel like, personally, for the PSP games, it would be a lot of work to modernize them, if that makes sense. It feels like it'd be too much. Unless you gave us skippable cutscenes, at which point I'd be happy, because Black Panther 1 speedrun is like 5.5 hours long. Thank you very much. And we do have access to our sword here. We're going to get it out. We're going to hit this guy with a stick. The guy with a stick is a menace. Is that sequel edition? Nope. They are completely unrelated. Kenzan is the first PS3 RGG game. So as you can probably tell, it's very rough around the edges. I would honestly not say no to Black Panther remakes, but it would have to be done in a way... I don't know how they would do it, is the thing. I would not say no to them. Like, if they found a way to feasibly do them, like, say, I don't know, like, digital-only releases, maybe? That would work, maybe? But, like, I feel like the Black Panther game's big strength is their gameplay. And, like, if you were to redo them in Brawler-style combat, that's not to say they would be bad, because the Brawler games are still fantastic. But I don't know BNN. I remember... The only thing I remember is that the cutscenes are fast-forwardable in New Game Plus. Second thing? Yeah, second thing for this guy. Ugh, I'm stuck, Kenzan! Thank you. This guy makes me the permit to leave town. We don't play shogi. Kenzan and Black Panther trilogy. I mean, again, Kenzan just won't happen. Kenzan just won't happen. It'd be too much work to change Kenzan. Like, alright, this fight. I forget this fight existed. I forget this fight existed. Once again, I'm gonna hit the guy with the stick. Except this stick is rather large. Watch out for the guys with the swords, because they are very annoying here. Especially this guy. If ever an enemy sheaths their sword, murder them. Oh, I should be doing the combo. Up you get. Actually, that works. Yeah, actually, that's better. I would absolutely love to see... I would absolutely love to see the likes of Black Panther and Kenzan, like, obviously, like modernized and localized. I just can't see it happening. Like... I just can't see it happening. And again, I do hope that Ishin, like, does well. I do hope that Ishin does very well. Why do I always go this way? This is the slow way. Why do I always keep going this way? I do hope that Ishin does very well, obviously. I very much like Ishin. I like Ishin's story a hell of a lot. I do hope that people who said they'd buy Ishin if it came out in the West did put their money where their mouths were. Yeah, exactly. As Rose is saying, the Black Panther game's combat and the uniqueness of it is what I personally feel makes Black Panther good. The thing that I would like changed if ever Black Panther was localized, BP2's fights in the endgame kind of suck. On the harder difficulties, those fights can take like 10 minutes for a single enemy. Those fights kind of really bad in like harder difficulties. So I'd like a little bit of balanced stuff, which again, redoing the combat for Brawler combat would definitely work. It makes me wonder, like, with Black Panther, in terms of resources, could you potentially take any of the Kamurochos and Sotenbori for Black Panther 2 from any of the Dragon Engine games, so like, say, you know, K2, LAD, etc., and just reuse their assets for Black Panther, because there's not that much in terms of the map that's actually that different. I've forgotten my options here. There's not actually that much in terms of the map that's actually that different. So, I guess it depends on how many resources it would take to take the fighting styles from Black Panther and redo them in the 3D action style. The map would be fine, because you could just use K2's map, for example. You could easily use K2's Kamurocho for Black Panther 1. Yeah, I don't know. I like the Black Panther games, but I can't see how they do it in a resource-effective way. That makes sense. I would absolutely love to see them, though. I genuinely would. Again, I want to do speedruns of them, but you'll know, you know, I like to do speedruns on official hardware. I'm doing this on PS3. Like, I want to do the Black Panther games on PSP. The trouble is, that's going to cost me an arm and a leg to do that in a way that I am personally satisfied with. About BP's combat. So it's, again, it's not arcadey. It's more of a style where you focus on individual body parts rather than like the sum of a whole of a person. So you can break stuff, like you can like do damage to like the head or the arms, etc. Yeah, like Def Jam. Yeah, it was the Def Jam devs who did it. So think like the old Def Jam games. It's like that. Like, and that's I think for me personally one of the big like draws to Black Panther. And again, I'm not saying, you know, if they change it to brawler combat, it'd be bad, because we all know RGG do exceptionally good brawler combat. Like, RGG do amazing brawler combat. Top option, top option, top option, top option. We need to do this sub-story here for money. This gets us, like, 10k. 10 Rio. We need this. We also get the axes back as well. That's a good question. I mean, if it's just the one, you could replace them. And also, that would be a good way to get people to rebuy the game, kind of like Ishin, you know? You could easily just replace some axes, you know? It's not the biggest thing in the world. Third weapon on the list? Third weapon on the list. Yep, third weapon on the list. Third weapon on the list. Don't fuck this up. So, second option, third. Gives me the greatsword. Second option, third, greatsword. So this greatsword, as you can see, is a giant slab of iron. This greatsword, Kenzan does something really cool with two-handed weapons that I really wish Ishin did. And this isn't LED Ishin. This is not. This is both LED and OG Ishin. But LED Ishin actually gives you a lot more options in terms of armor stuff. Also, as you can see, this thing kind of sucks to wield. This thing is huge. Also, guard. We love guard tutorials! Woo! RGG, please stop doing guard tutorials. Thanks. So because they fired at exactly the same time, one of those shots didn't count. Thanks, Kenzan! Oh, the guy in the middle's got a shot left. If you're wondering why I'm moving towards them slowly, there's a reason. The guy in the middle's just not shooting me. Thanks. Alright, now I hit them. So, you'll see that... Wow, that missed. You'll see that I'm actually doing only 2 hits because the third hit is going to knock them to the ground. I'm actually kind of happy he interrupted me. If they do that, I will hit them again. Wow, this is a really aggressive tutorial for once. Love it. You have to finish them off as well with the greatsword. Like, the greatsword moves so slowly. Stop guarding. Oh my god, you can also use a strong attack, but that also, you know, doesn't do that much more damage than just using light attacks. That's not the thing I like about Kenzan with his two-handed weapons, trust me. I do kind of like the fact that, you know, we're hugging around a giant sword, and it makes us slower. You'll see exactly what the thing I like about two-handed weapons in Kenzan is in a second. It's something that I wish was in OG Ishin. It's not in LED Ishin either, but LED Ishin gives us more options in terms of the good thing about two-handed weapons in Kenzan. God, now I want a remaster or a remake of the Black Panther games. God damn it. Why would you put this thought in my head? Because I think the stories themselves from those games are actually pretty good. I genuinely do. I genuinely have a good fondness for the Black Panther games. If I say those words, it's going to get announced in like 15 minutes. This guy is a kind of rough fight spawn, but it's fine. Just stick to the right. For those who don't know, I got world record in OG Ishin. And said literally 10 minutes before the Sony State of Play that Ishin doesn't need a Kiwami, and then, you know, Ishin Kiwami existed. I refuse to say words ever again. Words that I use are words for that. We can take care of these guys with the Great Sword if we want. I'm going to actually change them in normal sword. I like LED Ishin. I also have things that I feel like LED Ishin needed to do a bit better. And I also think that it kind of didn't need a full remake. But I'm kind of glad that they went the extra mile. Actually, I should be using the big sword, honestly. Yeah, I should be using the big sword. Big sword! So we don't do, like, a huge amount of damage, but we do hit, like, all the enemies. In this fight, very specifically, we want to make sure we get a specific item drop. It'll be on the enemies that spawn in on the left. Shouldn't have done that, but we're going to do this now. We are looking for a silver plate. It is a guaranteed drop in this fight. That's bad. I wanted to guard there and I didn't. Look at the ragdolls. So once they're all together still, I'm going to obviously go back to my sword. One of these two havocs. I don't want to go up for that item again. But they're all together. I might have to just waste time here and kill them all while they're together. Okay, we'll do this. That's not it. That's not it either. Damn it. There it is. That is the silver plate. Damn it. It would be on the last one I check. So. Yeah, multiple times. Damn it. Alright, so here's the thing. We need to break this chain to get through the door. Now, the chain acts as an armor for, like, armored enemy. So, as you can see, by actually using a two-handed weapon, you break through armor so much faster in Kenzan that way. It's such a nice thing. It's something that I wish was a thing in, obviously, as I said, like, Ishin, but it just never was. The nice thing about LED Ishin is it gives us a lot more options to deal with armored enemies. But, yeah, it's something that I really like about Kenzan. Like, you can literally just, like, break armored enemies with two-handed weapons. You hit that shot? I used to be Musashi, so I took an arrow to the knee. You need to say that. Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I'm glad RGG went, like, the extra mile. It's very weird to have, like, a remake of the same game on the same kind of system, but, like, it's nice they went the extra mile. So we do a free hit combo here, as you can probably guess. So, I hope you enjoyed the sword. That's the end of the sword. Oh, could you wait until I put my sword away until you shot me? Down here, as you'll see, is a club. So, fun fact about the two-handed weapons in Kenzan. They have two different categories. They have, like, out-and-out overall damage, and they have the ability to break armor, which is actually summarized in the second stat. The club does break armor a lot better. It also, unironically, does more damage as well, but yeah. So that's why we're going to use the club. The club is going to break down armor a little better. Actually, I think the sword does more damage, but the club breaks armor a little better. I think that's what we found. So, giant flaming balls of fire. How do we deal with these? Well, actually, it's quite simple. Don't get hit either, because if you fall down to the bottom, you have to make the run up again. If you're about to get hit by a giant ball of fire, here's what you do. And these are slightly randomized, by the way. Either run into it, which is not what I wanted to do, or just guard. And they phase out of existence. That's bad. Got hit by two of them. Usually you only want to get hit by, like, one of them. Imagine the reaction. Yeah, God. I'm so mad. I'm mad, but I'm happy. All I'm going to say is, Yakuza Dead Souls does not need a Kiwami. Actually, it does. Actually, no, it didn't. Binary domain doesn't need a 2. Also, Majima's loud. Don't ask why. I don't know why Majima's weapon is so loud, but it is. We're going to try and keep Majima on the floor the entire time and stop him doing a QT, which is actually kind of hard. Hopefully we build up our essence of finishing real quick. Hope you get, because I know I've, like, messed up my timing on this. That's bad. I let him out of the corner. This is a very bad thing. It's a bad fight. Look at that ragdoll. This game's ragdolls are fantastic. Okay, that was an okay fight. It wasn't a great fight because I missed a couple of my early hits. So the important thing about that is that you don't let, not Majima here, get his actual QTE off. His QTE takes so long in this room to do. So as long as you don't see it, you are completely fine. So. Not need a trinary domain. God, yes, please. God, yes, please. I love Binary Domain. I know there's like literally no chance of Binary Domain 2, but God, I would love it. Look at that face. Look at that face. If there's one thing that I hope for, like for, you know, all the remasters, the remakes, and obviously, you know, the newer games, obviously I think, you know, we all want a judgment-free, hopefully. I'd also like RGG to be able to do their own thing. Like, I'd love for RGG to just, like, do something just kind of Binary Domain, like, just completely out there. Like, it would be a big risk, obviously, but I want to say there's a lot of stock in RGG's name these days that hopefully they could. Like, genuinely, I'd like them to do more, like, original stuff, because their original stuff has been fantastic. And obviously, they've helped out a little bit with, like, obviously the engine for Virtua Fighter and obviously the Monkey Ball remake. Remaster? Yes? Yes. So, I'd love for them to do, like, more original stuff. I would absolutely love for them to do more original stuff. This one on the right. Fight spawns are nice and easy to see in Kenzan, because they're always the ones that are looking side to side. Fight spawns are very easy to notice in Kenzan. It's really nice. This dog likes to piss in the middle of the street. No, I was joking. This dog just stops and pisses every so often. I'm very curious as well. Yeah, I'm very, very curious. I wonder whether we're going to see, like, outright, out-and-out action games from them still, or whether they're going to try and do, like, something new. Like shooters and stuff like that. Very, very curious. It's kind of nice, because we have, like, there's still, like, a lot of good staff at RGG, and then, obviously, Negoshi has a lot of good staff with him as well. Why save time here? I don't think I do. It's going to be quite tight, actually. Yeah, it is Yakuza 0's 8th anniversary today. Yakuza 0, good game. Very good game. Still probably my favorite casual Yakuza to play. Still phenomenal. I am saving time. Good stuff. Nice. Good gold. Good gold. We chapter 6 now, aren't we? Leave house, go north. Right, yeah, this is the silver plate bit. The Yakuza 0 is just phenomenal. The Yakuza 0 is just phenomenal in so many ways. Shit, Sakura Wars done these sequel. I have Sakura Wars next to me. I did my part. I did my part. It's here. Also, it's kind of funny because, like, Sakura Wars definitely had a cutscene that was done by the RGG devs. Like, 100%. I don't want to say it for spoilers, but it's the... How do I say this without spoiling it? It involves Sakura, another of the maidens, and a certain kind of, you know, violent fight. Like, they definitely had RGG's hand in that one. That cutscene shocked me when I saw it. I was like, what the heck? I was not expecting this. Cutscene, everyone dies. Sakura Wars isn't a series like that, thankfully. It's a shame because, like, it's one of those series, Sakura Wars, that, like, I feel like should do a lot better in the West than it does. Like, I don't know, obviously, like, if Sega are happy with it, etc., but, like, man, it's one of those series that just deserves to do better, you know? Just really deserves to do better. Because, like, I have, is it free on the Wii? I have that, as well, and that game is what got me into Sakura Wars, and just, man, that series deserves better. Right, I have to speak to you again. No, I don't have the money! I'm fucking stupid, I ran too far! No, I'm gonna lose so much time! Fuck, I'm stupid! I'm too busy thinking about Sakura Wars. Fuck, I was supposed to go to Ebisu. Shit! Fuck! Fuck, shit, fuck! Fuck, shit, fuck! Go left? Yeah, go left, go left, go left. Fuck. Oh, that's a dumb time loss right there. Fuck. Excuse me. On my way. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that's such a dumb time loss. Alright. I have plenty of time save elsewhere. We got into, like, 3 random fight spawns in my PB. So we can save time elsewhere, but man, that sucks. Sell. First 2 are buy. Buy items, buy equipment. Sell the silver plate. And there's our 20k that we need. Fuck. Shindo skip is happening again. That was just me not concentrating. I even said before the chapter started I gotta go sell the silver plate. God. God. Bad. How does streamer keep fucking up the run? It's not that hard. Money skip. Yeah. Story stuck skip. We are now stuck in the story because I do not have the required money to be able to go forward with the story. What do? Skip by pressing quit game. Ah, man, that sucks. Great. Great. Alright, we'll save time elsewhere. I was doing so well. Yeah, this guy right here is also a face actor in this game. Goodbye, HSB. Hope you had a good day. Hope you have a good day. Split, now I can avoid that time loss. Literally, 15-minute time save. Let's go. Not how this works. We'll lose the time elsewhere. Leave house, go use taxi. Oh yeah, because we're going to the left, aren't we? Yeah, we're going to the dojo. We gotta go do the dojo stuff. Okay, so we gotta go and learn new parry. Right, the down D-pad don't work here. Got. I have to go learn new parry, so there's a whole bunch of things that we have to do in this chapter for Miyamoto Musashi. One of them is to go see a swordmaster, which we're gonna do immediately. That's going to save us a little time later on, because we have to do all the things in this chapter before we can actually go to that marker that's on the left-hand side. Thankfully, the palanquins are available, and we can go and use the palanquin straight away on option for some reason, to be able to go straight over here. This way. Always go the wrong way. Always go the wrong way. If you're wondering what we do in terms of damage in this game, you'll see in the next chapter. You'll actually get to see in this chapter. That's where the risk of this run comes into play. Dog! I'm facing that dog just tried to piss on my leg. Ishin's material grind is a nasty one. It is a very nasty one. Alright, so we learn a different version of guard break here, like a better version that we can do via holding R1 and pressing triangle. Yeah, these bats that are animated in these games, yeah. Yeah, I can imagine they weren't a pleasant experience. That's a 15-minute time save on the next split, next run. That's not how this works. It's not how this works at all. Also, my gold splits would get very, very broken. Alright. Now we go to the florists. So we go back and use the palanquin. So here's the issue we have with Kenzan. In terms of the speedrun. We're going to be running out of money. So, the thing is, Kenzan doesn't have anything that really blocks you off money-wise. We have to, at one point, go and get some dangos in a second for the florist. Yeah, we really don't have... Oh, this guy tells us the police are around. That's the police, so just be careful of the police. That's blood. Thanks, bud. So, he tells us the police are roaming around, so we got to be a little careful of the police in this part of town. It's not that bad. They're only in, like, a couple of places, and they're not in the way at all during the run, apart from, like, this chapter. But essentially, we need a lot of money for Kenzan's run. Weirdly enough. Do I just go to... Yeah, I go to you first, right? I actually have forgotten if I go to you first or just go and get the dango first. It might be dango first, actually. Yeah, it's dango first. We speak to him. He wants a dango. We get access to this part of the map. Over by the river. This is actually the chapter I got into a fight spawn in my PB. So actually, that time loss to not going to Ebisu might actually get deleted if I don't get into a fight spawn here. The trouble is, Kenzan has a particularly nasty set of fixed cameras when changing areas, as you've seen. That can get you into trouble in the next part, which it did me in my PB. I'm really hoping not to get into this next fight spawn. But on the way through here, we want to start a very specific sub-story. There's kind of like Ishin, there's a couple of like special swords that you can get in this game. We're going to be getting one of them, and with the thing that I said earlier, you can probably tell what the issue is going to be. What sword it's going to be. Yeah, Kenzan Ishin are separate. Kenzan Ishin are very separate. Again, like I said this before, I hope that RGG has a summit this year as well again. Don't speak to the dog, speak to this guy. Hear him out. Because RGG's, again, I said this with the Lost Judgment. Like, yeah, I'll buy that, thank you. I said this with the Lost Judgment reveal. And also the RGG summit. Especially for the Lost Judgment reveal, RGG's, like, first, you know, like, actual, like, live stream, like, reveal global. That went really well. Like, the format was really good. Like, you know, they announced it straight away. Didn't mess around, you know, trying to tease it for, like, 30 minutes, but just announced it. Then the actual, like, the entire, like RGG, like, direct for the Lost Judgment reveal, they just got on with it. It's like, yep, this is the game. This is what the plot's going to be about. This is the new gameplay stuff. Here's the school story stuff. This is the bad camera angle where I don't know where to run to not get into a fight spawn. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. Thank you. All right, I've just saved time. This guy here is a fight spawn. I'm going this way. Screenshot of TV, yeah. Like, it's I don't know. I kind of like the way they did some things. I'm really, like, I'm so surprised they didn't, like, do a tiny bit of time that just said, hey, Judgment's coming out on PC, by the way. I don't like this fight spawn. I'm going this side. Are there two here? Yeah, there is, because there's this guy as well. Ew. Bad fight spawns. Again, these fight spawns aren't bad. Like, if you see them ahead of time, you can actually avoid them easily. This guy on the right is not a fight spawn, thankfully. Can't remember if he's a sub-story or not. I'm going to stay away from him. We need to get a specific dango, which is actually this one. Actually, it's the only dango you can get here. And with that, we taxi back to the city. Hey. If I rush a game and just here you go. I mean, I wouldn't mind that. Again, if we're talking Black Panther remasters, that would actually probably work pretty well. Yeah, the summit was really, really good. Again, like, they did the announcements, like, really cleverly for that as well, where, you know, because of the Sony State of Play, they knew people would want, you know, information on Ishin Remake, and they just gave it to you right at the start. They started with, you know, a new trailer that they didn't show off at Sony State of Play, showing off, you know, the lieutenants. Like, that was so hype. Like, again, then they got into the interviews and stuff, and they didn't mess around time-wise, they didn't drag it out, and then it was just like, hey, here you go, here's Gaiden, which, you know, they didn't have much info for Gaiden or 8, but they were just like, here's Gaiden. Like, Gaiden being between, like, Ishin and 8 was very clever as well. Anyway, this man just stabbed him out with a sword. Can't believe he just did that. We do this before the training, right? Yeah, we do. Right. I'd love an RGG rhythm game. I would absolutely love an RGG rhythm game. I'd say don't give them ideas. Please do give them ideas. RGG rhythm game would be fantastic. This guy has the money sword. So we want the money sword off him. The money sword, as you can probably guess, is a sword that works based off of money. It uses money to do more damage. Therefore, we're going to obviously need money. That's the problem. The nice thing is the sub-story that gives you the money sword also gives you a heck of a lot of money as well. Thank God. We don't have it on just yet because we don't have it, but we are obviously going to be fighting these enemies. What I said about enemies that don't have weapons. Oh, you guarded that, jackass. Okay, I don't actually have heat. Again, I was really hoping that I just hit him on the floor, but oh well. Should have taken him out first because he wasn't the leader. I thought this guy was the leader for some reason, even though it's clearly the guy in front of me. Judgment Free is a samurai game. I'd be a little upset. I would be, like, fully upset. I'd be a little upset. I think it would be good, but I kind of would like Judgment to be Judgment. Now, if you had Judgment characters in a samurai game... Whoa, you saw the level up for once! That usually happens in the fight. Now, if the Judgment characters were in a samurai game alongside the Yakuza characters, I'd be okay with that. Very okay with that. I still kind of want to have the Judgment universe and the Yakuza universe kind of separate. But again, side games? Go for it. Oops. Second option, dumbass. keep forgetting which one it is. Like, side games, again, that's the reason why I'm so excited for Gaiden. You do what you want with side games. I'm okay with that. But for the, like, main story stuff, I'd love to have, like, you know, them staying separate. Alright, this one. So we have to do the ninja training in here. It's not too hard, as you could probably guess. This is the same pattern every single time, which is good. As you can probably tell, there's an X in the floor. There's a reason for that. You'll see why in a second. This should hopefully only take about 1 minute and 20 seconds. Hopefully. Glad I do a bit better than how I'm currently doing. So I went for that one first. If quick enough, you can get through. You pretty much just want to start with the right-hand side one most of the time. Okay, just give me more RGG stuff. I don't know what they're working on. Well, obviously we do. Like, I want to see Gaiden, I want to see LED 8, I want to see, like, more original stuff. I'm just excited. It's very, very excited. Right, I should have gone for that guy on the right first. Keep getting that. I'm just very excited. I'm just very, very excited. 110's okay. I'll take that. I have actually forgotten which option it is here to leave. I think it's the bottom option. Yep. Thank you. Cool. Alright, now we can go to the dojo. We've done everything that we need to be able to get access to the dojo. I need to, at some point, very, very soon, before we finish this chapter, with my new sword. Fight spawn right in front of the gate. It's this guy in blue. Sucks. That's fine. That's a nasty one. That's a nasty one. That one can get you. This chapter. That's the club. And then money sword. So we now have the money sword equipped, which means that every single attack we do, whether it hits or whether it's guarded, is going to cost money. Apart from this next fight. Don't worry about it. It's mainly for the next chapter. You'll see. Yeah, God, if they reduce Mikiko to, like, side character that gets mentioned once, I'm gonna be mad. Please, break guard. Thank you. Oh, you are being a jackass. See, we are doing this again. There we go. This guy always gives me problems. This guy always gives me problems in this fight. Every single time. Without fail. Nice thing is that builds up my heat for the fight after this. My gold split is going to be, like, in the next, like, 30 seconds or so. Considering we messed up Ebisu earlier. There's another fight still to go. Oh yeah, this guy. What about this jackass? This guy's also a problem. Oh, wait, when did my phone go off? No. Leave me alone. Cool. Yeah, this isn't the money sword that we have. Look at where my gold is. 2 minutes. That's not too bad. That's a good start. I was trying to do the strong when I shouldn't. Oh yeah, he's got his counter. I forgot about that. Drop it. Thank you. I hate that fight because that counter. When he drops his counter, though, you get free hits. But look at where my gold is in this bloody chapter. It's 2 minutes ahead of my PB time. Ew. Ew. Imagine if I went to Ebisu at the right time. Imagine not fucking up in Kenzan speedrun. Imagine not fucking up in Kenzan speedrun. This is my big chapter of time safe. It's this one right here. Every single time. We end the chapter so I can save a little bit of time. That'd be great. Thanks. Should have been 2 minutes ahead. Now I'm 34 seconds ahead. God damn it. That's my big time save chapter. Alright, so. This is where we're now going to start using the money sword. Every hit from this point onwards is exceptionally important. We're going to start this chapter with a boss fight. Yeah, every single hit from this point is actually very, very important. So the first part of the fight should go pretty smoothly. The second part of this fight, we're going to have to be a bit of patience with. So look how cool the setting is of this fight. The fight looks so good. Yeah, so if you want to know I'm going purple, that's the money sword. Look at the damage, and look at the money being used. Don't hit him again. Patience. I want to stomp on him, but it won't let me. Good. Very good. Very good. Good fight. Good fight. So what I did was I did one attack as he was standing up because the second attack would have got guarded. So one attack, wait so that he guards, and then attack after that. Very good fight. Very, very good fight. He will always guard when he stands up in the middle of your combo. Very good. I did not make any mistakes money-wise, so I am now in a good position as well. Very good fight. Very, very good fight. Very, very good fight. I need more of that. I need way more of that. Oh, yeah. Bloody warning for chapter 8. Things gonna get loud. There's a man in the next chapter that is exceptionally loud. For some reason, enemies with sticks in this game are exceptionally loud. Fear sticks. Sticks bad. More like giant pole arms, you know. But just fear the stick. Fear the sticks. They are very, very loud. Also, fear the guys with the giant tree trunks. Don't know how they are picking those up, but yeah. Fear them as well. Is it worse than thumbtacks? Yes, actually. It's not quite as ear-piercing, but it's longer. Consistent. Got speed to our dude here on the beach. So at this bit, we're going to have the palanquins disabled. Because there's the two of us. And it's nighttime. Well, nighttime doesn't stop palanquins usually. Again, there can be fight spawns along here, so be very, very bloody careful. Again, the atmosphere is really good. That's a fight spawn there. This is a fight spawn here. Pretty much everyone you see spawned is a fight spawn. Thankfully, he's going this way. Towards the stairs. Oh. Stop. And the camera up so you can see if anyone's up here before you get up here. Because there can be a fight spawn here. All fight spawns can spawn in, like, the same kind of places, but because they walk around, they're slightly randomized when you get to here. As long as, you know, you pay attention, you should be able to know where they are. But these fight spawns at this bit, they aren't a problem. It's when coming out to this scene right here from this direction, which in the game only happens one more time? Right? Think? Otherwise, we're fine. Again, you'll see on the left-hand side the palanquins. We can't obviously use those yet. Thankfully, there's no fight spawns. You don't have to worry about fight spawns. There are fight spawns here later on that are a problem. There's one fight spawn in particular that's, like, pretty guaranteed to turn up. God, it's evil. God, it is evil. So he has to go to the main gate, so the game takes us over there here. Yep. Cool. Okay, is this, okay, this is the police stealth bit. Right, this is the police stealth bit. This way. Ah. This is the police stealth bit. Not this bit here, but coming up later on. So we're going to have to be a bit careful later. There's a very specific path we need to take, and we need to make sure we take it very, very fast. You will see. I said there's no fight spawns in this part of town. There's strictly not fight spawns, but there is the police. After Haruka cutscenes, leave house via trapdoor. Gotcha. Thank you, notes. So I remember where I'm going. It's this part of the run where I forget which part of the house I'm leaving. There's definitely one where I need to make sure I leave via the front door rather than the trapdoor, and I don't remember which bit that is. I think it's in Chapter 9. Pretty confident it's a Chapter 9 one. Here's Haruka. By a trapdoor. Gotcha. The markets. Which is this chapter? What is this chapter? I've actually forgotten what this chapter is other than police stealth. I know the chapter after this one is Coliseum. I'm sure it's not this chapter. I keep forgetting what happens in, because I think it might be this chapter as well as Chapter 9. I know Chapter 9 has the maze. Should be this way, right? Yeah, we go see the florist, don't we? Right. Right. We go see the florist now, right? That's why we run. Yeah, I'm right. There we go. That's to think really hard about that, and that's what we're actually doing here. God. Yeah, I don't know. I want more RGG stuff. I want less remakes these days. Like, again, I wouldn't mind having obviously the Black Panther games, and like the trouble with Kenzan is that it's aged badly. It would need like a full-blown remake. So I don't know. I'd like some new RGG stuff. Like, make a new samurai game. Absolutely make a new samurai game. I was genuinely hoping when the new consoles came out, I was hoping that they would keep up that tradition of, like, for the new consoles, they do a spin-off game that was a samurai game. Make a new Monkey Ball. I would be okay with that. I'd be a little worried about Monkey Ball. I would like to hope that they could get the original staff. The thing I think that makes or breaks a Monkey Ball game, because they obviously know how to make it control and stuff like that, would be level design. So I would like to hope that they could get some of like the original designers and original level designers for that. Make a new F-Zero. Yes, please. Yes, please. All I'm saying is they made the last new F-Zero and people want a new F-Zero and say how good that F-Zero is. All I'm saying is they made a damn good F-Zero. Probably make another damn good F-Zero. I don't know why I pan the camera down when it doesn't work in Kenzan. Too used to doing this to PS3 era games. He's on the right. Fight spawn. Ah, and he went left. You cheeky bugger. You cheeky bugger. Okay, so it should be back home now, and then we get to the police stealth section. Not this next bit, the bit after this. Miyamoto Musashi running around with a giant club on his back. We will be going clubbing soon, chat, don't worry. Alright, happy together. Have a good evening. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, this part of the game has a lot of downtime and just running back and forth. RGG remake Silent Hill 2. Listen, I would have a lot more faith in RGG remaking Silent Hill 2 than Bloober. I fear for Silent Hill 2 with Bloober after their recent comments as well. I don't know, And I think this is gonna be make or break for Bloober in terms of like survival horror. The way that they've portrayed like mental illness in their previous games is not good. How most of their games seem to devolve into, hey, mental illness bad, don't have it. Great. Cool, guys. That's not good at all. Not good at all. James doing heat moves on Pyramid Head. Yes, please. Just suplex him from behind. Yes, please. God. But their comments on, like, walking simulators and stuff like that made me a bit... Some of the best parts about Silent Hill 2 are the downtime parts, you know? Running through Silent Hill, quieter bits. Like... Ugh. I think there's an opportunity there for Bloober to kind of modernize Silent Hill 2, but that does beg the question of, does Silent Hill 2 need modernizing? And it's also the same kind of thing as Capcom remaking Resi 4, in that, you know, it's not everyone's, like, favorite in the series, but it's such a beloved game in that series, same with, like, Silent Hill 2, that, like, remaking that is brave. Like, really brave. Like, no matter your decision, deciding to remake one of the most beloved games of all times is exceptionally brave. And, like, I feel like Capcom will do it well for Resi 4, even if it has, like, massive, big, sweeping changes. But I don't think that Bloober Team will do it well for Silent Hill 2. But also the fact that, you know, I know they're standalone games, but Silent Hill 1 was right there. Like, you can argue, sure, that Silent Hill 1 had, you know, shattered memories. I would argue that it deserves more than just shattered memories. And I think that Silent Hill 1 would have been a safer bet as well. You know? I feel like Silent Hill 1 would have been a better, safer bet and make more sense. And if they do well with Silent Hill 1, yeah, sure, then go for Silent Hill 2. I'm in the stealth section now, by the way. The police are here, so we have to be very careful. Yeah, Shattered Memories is more of a... It's kind of the same... What game did people say it with recently? It's kind of more of a sequel. It's like Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's not an out-and-out remake of Final Fantasy VII. That thing's a sequel. Like, and I kind of hope that going forward, the Final Fantasy VII Remake just goes more over the top with the new stuff. Like, that's the thing it should be doing. Like, at this point, no, go all out. Go absolutely all out at this point. Like, just go with it. And it's kind of the same, I feel, with, like, Shattered Memories. Like, it's not an out-and-out remake. It's its own thing, and it is, in some ways, you know, sequel. Reimagining? Yeah, exactly. I don't want to talk Shattered Memories for, like, the plot stuff at the end, but it is, yeah. All right, it's the set piece. Right. Note to self. Run. Goodbye. Goodbye, I am leaving. Don't go in any of the side rooms, because you get into fights if you go in the side rooms. Still don't know if this is the actual proper, like, way to go in here. We have to take care of the enemies here. You can see how much extra damage we're doing with the money sword. It's really hoping to get multiple enemies with some of these hits. Nope. I'm not putting my sword away for a reason. Again, remember, unarmed enemies, take care of them first. They're annoying. Water, fire. How did you grab me from behind when I'm attacking you from the front? This doesn't make any sense. Please do not hit the guy that's on the floor, thank you. Yes, I am a monster. Thank you. Yeah, I don't remember... Damn it, it's not this way. Idiot. This way. I keep getting lost in this bit. Oh yeah, you can't go this way. You have to go this way. And then make sure you go... this way. So we have to go through this room. Yeah, you can get the TMP in the demo. There's also the Mad Chainsaw mode, which obviously I didn't know existed. That hand-to-hand guy behind me? Yeah, it is. I forgot about you. Hey, stop that! Oh, wait. Considering it's the same engine, I have a suspicion it is going to. Speaking of, we need to sort out the FPS stuff for Ishin already. God. we kind of need to sort everything out for Ishin at this point. Oh, wait, this way. Idiot. Then, sorry. I need to get on with that. Break thing with thing. Club good. Very good. Need to be a bit careful here. Oh yeah, my PB actually managed to do the guy without getting the QT, didn't I? I think I could do that again. Again, we have to be very careful around here. If we go into the wrong room, we get an extra fight. So we want to go this way, and then specifically this way away from that. Good. Yep, that's the correct way. So at the bottom of the screen, you'll notice that there's a very, very thin white HP bar. That is armor. These enemies have armor. You've probably seen them in other RPG games. Again, one of the things that we really like about this game is the fact that two-handed weapons demolish armor, like this. I have not spoken to them more about it yet, so I do need to do that. But we need to get our rule list sorted at this point, so we can start accepting runs. Good. He didn't do the QT. I don't know how I stopped that. Okay, we're keeping the sword equipped for this next bit because we only have to run like behind us to this door. Alright, here we go. What was that sound effect? That was not fire. What was that? SRC is a website. Yeah, I do need to contact them about putting Laddish into the proper actual directory. Alright, these enemies suck, as you can already tell. Also, if we walk into the fire, we get damaged like that. Stop this. Okay, that's a bit bad in terms of losing, obviously, money to that. I forgot one of these guys had a giant two-handed weapon. I'm gonna do this to stop him, I said. Bad, bad, bad. That went so badly. And the rest of that set piece was really good. That was terrible. That last room was terrible. I lost a little bit of money to hitting his guard as well. That sucks. Oh. Wait. Sure. I disagree. Okay. All right. Cool. I guess I can't complain with a 30-second gold. I definitely didn't do very well at that last fight, but hey. Neat. Neat. Cool. Cool. Fine, sure. I disagree, but yeah, cool, sure. Alright, this is... Oh god, it's stick, dude. It's Coliseum. I definitely did badly at the Coliseum fights in my PB, so I have a little bit of time save here. Okay, so this should be back behind us, if I remember rightly, and then home. Was that a later chapter? Nope, I'm right. Cool. Okay, so we're going to be going to a new area here. I'm going to be leaving town and going to a brand new area. Over to the west, which we are going to taxi. You'll know when we leave because it will unlock it on the actual map, as you'll see. Again, that's what I really like about Kenzan and its map stuff. Kenzan does some cool things with its map. Also has a really cool loading screen that you'll see later. All of this minute time save can be lost in one singular set piece coming up later, by the way. Actually, it could lose it in the set piece in the next chapter. If I manage to go the wrong way again. I shouldn't do. I did well at my PB for... No, actually, I went one wrong screen, didn't I? Yes, I did. Here's hoping. Here's hoping. Okay, so... Hey, leave my house. I don't think I go this way, but I'm going this way for some reason. I think I'm supposed to re-leave my house. I think this is the chapter that I keep getting confused on. Oh, I'm not. Me. Okay. This should be the florists. I think it's florist back to our house and then the new place. I think. This is where we're going to get to the fight spawns that are potentially problematic. I'm fairly certain in... I don't know if it was in this chapter or the chapter after this one. I think I got into a extra fight spawn in my PB. So I think I have more time save, like good time save coming up very, very shortly. Gonna find out. We're gonna find out real soon. Running around.
Oh, oh.
Back home. As long as I don't mess up the next set piece too bad, we should be good for money for the rest of this early route. Essentially, we're going to run out of money in chapter, I think it's 10? Yeah, in chapter 10. As long as we can keep the money we've got until then, we should be good. Yeah. Because then we get the money from the rich guy, don't we? But we really need to save money for story stuff. We don't need a lot of money for the story stuff. We need, like, less than 1 Rio. But we need to make sure that we have, obviously, enough to be able to do the story beats coming up later. It would be a darn shame if this run dies to losing money. My Hell's Fire this way. I don't like my notes for the set piece that's coming up in this chapter because I know they're wrong. My notes have follow gate ×2, then in long room go via paved entrance. Paved entrance is correct. Follow gate ×2 is incorrect. Problem with the maze, if you go to the wrong room, it will send you back to the beginning. So we really need to be careful. Really need to be careful. Chapter 10 has the potential giant time loss. Ugh. Should have good time save in the last couple of chapters as well. There's one boss fight that can go very, very well that I just messed up on in my PB. So, actually, I think I messed up on it twice. I think I got like a 45-second time save there. I got like a stupid amount of time. Okay, now this should unlock the place we need to go to. Oh, damn. Damn, guess not. Yeah, Kenzan's mid-game, like pretty much every RGG game, just has a lot of downtime in it. We got a lot of set pieces coming up after this, though. And an escort mission in chapter 10. As I said, watch out for your ears in this chapter, folks. It's gonna get loud. It's gonna get very loud. Okay, here we go. Right, so we gotta go down there, just beyond the river, which thankfully we obviously have the taxi for. Contact loud, louder. Not quite as ear-piercing, but lengthwise, yes. And, well, lengthwise longer and also just annoying. You'll see. It's a dude with a stick. You see a dude with a stick? I mean, I'm gonna warn you ahead of time. If you see a dude with a stick, what's the problem? Go and use the Palanquin, which I believe is down by 2, if I remember rightly, or down by 1. Is it left by 1? I think it's left by 1. Yeah, left by 1. Cool. So thankfully this Palanquin takes us right to where we need to go. Remember, this is where we bought the Dango for the florist before. And this way is going to lead us to the Coliseum. So, yeah, it's the Coliseum first. So, we want to gain access to the Coliseum. This monk in front is not going to let us, so we're going to go and speak to him first. And then we're going to go speak to the man that's very, very loud. This guy right here. Volume warning for the next bit. Volume warning for this entire chapter from this point onwards. This guy's going to hit us with a stick. We're going to hit him back. This is what I mean by it's bloody loud. Sir! Put the stick down! He actually started with an attack. I win! Good! Haha! It's rare he does an attack. Haha! I win. Good stuff. Good stuff. Usually this guy will guard at the start of this fight, which really sucks. I'm glad he tried to poke me with a stick. That genuinely helps out a lot. Anyway, I said this chapter had the Coliseum. It's time for the Coliseum. The RGG special. Look at this man. Look at this man and his stick. Not the last time this chapter's loud, by the way. The last time we hear the stick. Loud whooshing? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I told you it was loud. I told you it was loud. This is as well. Y'all are getting it 16 decibels quieter than I do. It's bloody loud. Anyway, who wants to play baseball?
Oh. Nani?
Nani? So here's the baseball guy. We have to do the baseball, sadly. So we're going to start baseball, but much like good old RGG games. This is in 60 FPS for some reason, by the way. Now get hecked on, my dude. Ain't doing no damn baseball. You cut watermelons in this game. It's top option, I think. Yeah, top option. Fuck, I can never remember. And face it, and it's bottom option for you, my dude. Hey, tight end of the Coliseum. Surprise. So, Coliseum's gonna get a little loud. Not the first fight. The last fight. You'll see. This guy, I love this guy's outfit. This guy's outfit's fantastic. He's not gonna last long. I should have, yeah, done the thing. That's fine. 2 Rio left. That's not too bad. That's fine. That's fine. We should be okay. I need to be a little more careful with the next couple of fights. Now, guy with a long stick. This guy isn't loud, but he's a pain. Really? Shit, he's doing the guard thing again. But this guy, get him on the floor and do essence of finishing. That's how you want to deal with this fight. This fight sucks, as you can see. Yeah, this fight just sucks. Volume warning, final time. Yeah, guess he's about to come back and hit us with a stick. Volume warning, final time. A different guy, but... Shut up! This guy's also fast, so get him on the floor. And keep him there. Decent fights. Apart from the stick guy in the middle, decent fights. Second fight was bad, but the rest of that was pretty good. Oh, yeah, the rest of that was pretty good, but that middle fight wasn't great. Cool. Here we go. I don't know if I save or lose time here. It was pretty rough. Hey, it's raining now. This guy won't hit us with a stick anymore. He taught us how to defend against the stick. Right, it's the next chapter that has the set piece I'm gonna get fucking lost in. Get lost in. Is this? Yeah, this is Marame. So Marame we get reintroduced to. Here he is. I'm gonna fight him again later. It's gonna be a pain in the ass. Man, this man has an EX mode in this game. Fucking terrifying. Yeah, that's a gold split of 4.5 seconds. I'll take that. Good stuff. Good stuff. Alright, don't get lost. For fuck's sake, don't get lost. Please. Don't get lost. Please. Please don't get lost in this fucking chapter, please. So I'm fairly confident in my PB. I had a fight spawn in this chapter or the next chapter. I'm fairly certain it was this chapter. And we're going to say goodbye to Stick Guy. Been a pleasure, my dude. Thanks for teaching me the power of noise. It fell apart somewhere. Yes, it did. Teach a man how to fish and he'll hit you with a stick. This guy's like, hey, you should come to the Coliseum. We're open now. No. More of an arena than the Coliseum, but it's the RGG Coliseum. You know the drill. So the nice thing is we can taxi back to the city. We're gonna do. I think this is just Mash X, if I remember rightly. I'm gonna take this just a half a second slower, just in case. Yep. Yeah, it's just a Mash X one. Which is very nice. Okay, we'll know money situation at the end of this chapter. So this is the last chapter where we have to be a little careful with our money in. However, there is a fight in this chapter that is infuriatingly nasty. There is one fight in this chapter in particular that went very, very well in my PB, and I don't think it's going to go well here. Sure you run out for the cutscene. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one that I keep messing up on. And then take your stick. Listen, the tigers can murder us in these games, then lions I would not like to see. Very certain lions would just outright kill us. RGG, when is the lion fight? Time to go taxi to the west end part of the map. The game is going to once again tell us where to go here with our thing. In the K2 Arena? I can't actually remember. I know the tiger's in the K2 Arena. This is the bit where I go to the new place. Right. We go to the dojo first. Yeah, we go to the dojo, then we come back to our house. I'm very certain this is the bit that we're at. I always get forgetful here, but I'm fairly confident this is what we're after. So left twice. Tyrio still? Bad. Bad. Yes, good, I was right. Good. Good, 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 good. Okay. Too bad. Pace is not too bad at the moment. Doing okay. Doing okay. I'm still sad Chapter 6 didn't have like 2 minutes of time save, but one day I'll remember how to do Chapter 6 properly. And back to the city. Should just be a mash. No, not that one. Idiot. Should be a mash. And we should do things as normal until we unlock the next area. And when we unlock the next area, we travel again. Palanquin. We get to the really nasty fight spawns I was talking about. I'm pretty confident my PB had one of them. Via normal. Thank you. Should try getting the map out whilst I can, actually. That's the wrong mouse, my dude. Speedrun.com. Yakuza Kenzan THIS. Chapter 9. Perfect. Good. Now I can see. Now I can see. Now I know where I'm going. Cool. Now I know where I'm going. We should be good now. It's second on the left, second on the right. I know the last one. It's the first one, I don't remember. Right. Also, they are partying hard here every night. They really love their street parties here. We got big set pieces coming up next. So we call this next one the Wheat Maze because it is literally a maze, as you'll see. I feel like this isn't the answer. I think this cutscene's me. Yeah, this cutscene's me. Cutscene's me. Yep, we're good. Yep. And we get access to the new areas. Yep, so now we go that way. So you see that bit that's opened up there and the bit at the top left? That's the Wheat Maze. That's where we're going to be going next. That's the way you can accidentally keep looping on itself constantly in the next set piece. Cool. There you go. Yep, we're going to be taxiing to the left, as you can probably guess. My map out. Map is Tap's map. And then we hope no fight spawn in front here. Which there isn't. Good. So the fight spawns that are annoying, there's one in particular in this next screen. There's one in particular that we do have to deal with if it turns up. Shame. And by deal with, I mean, you know, move away from. This is one of them, but this one's okay because what we can do, whilst it's moving around, we can actually go in the field. So we don't actually have to go near him at all. This one ahead of us is one of them. Hoping means there won't be one in the pathway ahead, because the pathway ahead is the annoying one. This path right here. Shit. Has to get dealt with. So we get its attention. Come, bud. Come, bud. Fuck you. Really tight timing-wise. Then we run back. If you're quick enough, he shouldn't get us. Yep, good. Ugh, that's annoying on the way back as well, unfortunately. That is very annoying on the way back. And we don't want to take extra fights, because obviously we have the money sword. So we don't want to take, obviously, like, extra money. And now we get to our next set piece. We start with a boss fight. I'm going to end the set piece with two of the most annoying enemies in this game. Heck this next boss fight. This next boss fight can go wrong if we let this guy off the floor. He can basically dash away from us. So we got to be very careful here. I missed! No. He's in his aura. You see how he's glowing green? That's him going to try and dash away. That actually somehow worked out for us in the end. I don't know how. I do not know how that worked out for us. That should have been him running away. He runs very, very fast away from you. That's the problem in this fight. So you need to keep him down on the ground as long as possible. That guard almost killed me. Ugh. Ugh. Not the hardest part of this set piece. The hardest part of this set piece is not going the wrong way. And also the last fight. First room's nice and easy. We gotta head towards the Torii Gate that's up there. You can run towards that for the first scene transition. The second one is a little more frustrating. There are 2 exits to this first room, 3 exits to the next one, and then technically 4 exits to the one after that. The 4th exit will actually take you back to the beginning. The room on the left from us. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go straight towards the gate, this one. We do not want the first room on the left, which is that one. We want the second one. Oh, God. So this exit right here. And then we want the second exit on the right, which is not this one. It is this one, the paved entranceway. Good. There we go. This room sucks. These 2 at the back, they will shoot their sword like that. And if they hit you, they will knock you to the ground. So we want to kill them first. We just want to get rid of them because, as you can see, we're now just going to get completely bodied by everybody else. Hell. Just get rid of them. Just get rid of them completely. The others literally do not matter at first. Get rid of them, and then the rest will fall. Shit, nice guard. to hit these guys. That's why I was trying to aim my direction that way, but Kenzan is hard. Don't wanna do that, that's fine. Kenzan is not related to Ishin in any way. Completely different time periods. Please. Jeez. Bad fight. Definitely worse than my PB. Definitely worse than my PB. Alright, cool. That's the maze. It's not a big maze, but if you get completely disjointed at all, then you get lost. We now have to run across the entire world. Yes, the entire world. We're covered in blood again. So this is the part that becomes a bit of an issue, because we can't palanquin back, unfortunately. And there can be a lot of fight spawns on the way, so we want to be very, very aware and pay close attention, especially this little pathway on the way back. I'm fairly confident in my PB. I got into a fight on this pathway, but we have to be exceptionally careful. My money is doing pretty good at the moment. It's always good to see. Yep, there he is. So get his attention. Backwards. Forward. Good. It's not too hard to avoid that guy, but that guy is pretty much one of only 3 fight spawns in this game that can actually mess you up. That one is definitely not too bad. There's one more in this chapter that is actually a problem. There's actually genuinely one more in this chapter that is going to be a problem. If it does spawn in, it's impossible to avoid. And it will usually spawn in. The nice thing about being at nighttime in these bits is it's very, very easy to tell, like, which the fight spawns are. We're doing very good time-wise here. I know in my PB, I dropped the boss of this next part in its combo, which is bad. If you can not drop this boss in its next combo, you can save minutes. Or like 45 seconds, I think it is. And I dropped him twice. So, here's hoping. Let's go on the right. Thank you for the luck. I am going to need it. We're doing pretty good so far. The run has been pretty nice. It's had a couple of, like, disappointing bits, but actually this run's been really nice so far. No fight spawn here either. There you go. Yeah, this run's been genuinely kind of nice so far. Wondering why I moved left and right there is just to double check it didn't spawn in a fight spawn or something. Yeah, if you're worried for Ishin spoilers, don't be. You won't get Ishin spoilers from this game. Completely different era, completely different character. We are playing someone you may or may not have heard of who goes by the name of Miyamoto Musashi. I've certainly never heard of them before. It's a fight spawn. Ooh, I don't like that. Remember that really nasty scene transition I mentioned earlier that we can't see past? Yeah, we're here again. This is that last time we do it. There's that fight spawn. Leave me alone. Good, no fight spawn here. Whew. Okay, good. No fight spawns at all. What? What? Alright. Neat. Take that. There's one up here. You can see him. Well, I pan my camera up whenever I get to this bit. So I can tell, you know, where he's going to go and where I'm going to go. Very big lack of fight spawns. Yo. Happily take that. Obviously, we can't palanquin in this bit. Otherwise, we would. Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. Alright, so the second to last, almost impossible to deal with fight spawn is coming up in the scene after this one. Now going to head this way. This is where we bought the Dango earlier, if you remember. We're going to be heading this way. You might recognize this area from much earlier in the game. Do you remember when we were on that bridge taking care of those enemies? Same bridge. Thankfully, despite the fact that it got broken, somebody fixed it. And I'm going to have to concentrate very hard at this next boss to make sure that I don't mess it up, because I can mess it up very easily. So, yep, there he is. Spawn in the middle of the bridge. There is no way to actually get past him. The nice thing is we have a way to deal with him at the very least. He's going to notice us as we go on the bridge, which point I'm going to turn around, drag him down, and run past him. He's just far enough to the right that he doesn't reactivate in time that we can just get past him. Good stuff. That's the one fight spawn in this game that's a problem. Or like one of the 3 that's a problem. That guy is just impossible to walk past. The one on the small pathway is technically possible to walk past, but it's extremely hard. I do not like trying that at all. That's why I drag him back. Alright. Covered in blood. It's fight time! Right. If I cannot drop this boss, we are going to save a huge chunk of time. And I mean a huge chunk of time. You might recognize this guy. It's our old friend. Turning slightly evil. This is technically the last guy Miyamoto Musashi fights in his life. Not here, though. We fight him again later, but this is technically IRL, the last guy we fight. So, we need to keep him up here, and we need to keep him in our combo. Once we lower his HP, he can change phases and summon ads, which is a big, long cutscene that takes ages to go through. So we're gonna do this, and pray that we keep him on the floor. No, fuck, he got it. Bastard. We can avoid a second one if we're careful here, and we can kill him. Him guarding there sucks. It just guarantees this happens. And he's gonna run away as well, which sucks. Cool. I only got the one. That's fine. I got 2 in my PB, so that's fine. He can summon back up twice. Such a cool cutscene, by the way. Smack. Smack. Fight's over, by the way. Our hand-to-hand doesn't do that much damage, I can promise you that. Otherwise, we would be using it constantly. That's a shame. You can genuinely avoid the enemy spawning in there, but you do need to have him not basically guard your attack. That's a... Oh, split please. A 1 minute gold. Huh. 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 Right then. Run's going pretty well. Thanks for asking. Run is going pretty bloody well right now. Neat. Yeah, we return home bloodied and battered after that last fight, and we get nursed back to health by all of our friends. And then we are gonna have to go on a date with a rich guy. We gotta look after this rich dude so that he gives us a shit ton of money. Which, that's important. We need the money for the money sword. This run can still not PB, by the way, if I mess up the set piece in this chapter. There is speed tech in this chapter that's not hard to pull off, but it can go wrong. It can very easily go wrong if the game decides to make it go wrong. So, we're gonna have to be a little careful here. Kenzan has a lot of room for improvement. I think both me and Tap would, like... I mean, I have, like, a minute and a half gold in Chapter 6 that we never hit. I think both me and Tap would agree that Kenzan has a lot of improvement. There's potential as well for different sword route. I know Metza, for Legend difficulty, it has dual swords, which are really good for that. For the easy difficulty, the money sword just, like, kind of scrapes us by, honestly. So, there's potential. There's big potential. There's, like, very big potential for sub 3. There's potential this run is sub 205, or 305, which that I was not expecting. Huh. Should have submitted this instead of Ishin. I'm still not happy with my GDQ submissions. My GDQ submissions this time suck. Like, they're just terrible. Like, we have to go appease this guy. I'm gonna go buy him some dango. We can't use the palanquin when we're with him, by the way. No, my GDQ submissions suck this time around. I did Ishin in the end because it was like, I had a free slot and I had no idea what to do. Kind of files would have been more sensible considering it was on backup before, but shoot your shot, etc. Like, I don't think it's gonna get in. I think it's too long for what it is. I think the only time to really get it in is kind of now. So, you know, shoot your shot. Dango, please. Oop. This one, specifically. AOT 1 I submitted, which I would like to do runs of that again soon, to try and improve my time. AOT 2 I submitted because it was like it's a 45-minute speedrun. It's like AOT, but it has guns that turn into miniguns. Don't ask. They just do. They're bloody strong. They're very bloody strong. Trust me. Then... Let's be Grief Syndrome. I like Grief Syndrome. Grief Syndrome was in GDQ back in 2017. It's not something that I think is, like... Those are 2 fight spawns. I don't like this. I'm going this side. It's not something that's like hugely fitting in terms of speedrun stuff, but it's one of those runs that I would call comfy, you know? It's a nice comfy 30-minute run or 28-minute run that, you know, if GDQ need to slap something in late at night, perfect. Like, genuinely. It's a comfy run. I like it. I like the game a lot. But it is essentially a 28-minute, you know, 2D action platformer. You know? So for a 2D action platformer, it's a decent time. Where are we going now? This is the bit I hold right in, isn't it? Yes, it bloody is. Yeah, this is the nasty fight spawn. Right. This is the horrible bit. Right. This is the one. So, we're going to play dice with this guy here. It's right there as well. By play dice, I mean we're not. We're going to get into the fight spawn here. Don't worry about it. This fight is a guaranteed story fight, but you saw the fight going into this fight. It's going to be there. So we have to hold right when leaving this fight to make sure we don't get into an extra fight. It sucks. It's one of the nastiest extra fights in this entire game. Also, money is good. Money is very good because we are going to run out of money after these fights, or not after these fights, after the fight after this one, which is good. On the floor, please. Someone Essence to finish you. Essence of Finisher is really good. It's 1 HP bars worth of damage. But no money cost. I have no heat, so I don't know why I'm doing this. $8.4? That's good. That's very good. Usually I have around 6.2 at this point, so I'm happy about this. Hold right. Hold right, for the love of God, hold right. Yep. Ooh, just. Yeah, that's a more precise angle than you would probably expect. That's scary. That's exceptionally scary. Also, we're making sure that we say no each time. I guess bottom twice. Yeah, good. We're making sure we say no both times to make sure that we don't actually do like the activities with this guy. But that fucking fight spawn sucks. But that fight spawn really fucking sucks. Like, you have to have the precise angle for that, otherwise you get into the fight. It doesn't matter what we order here, so I'm just going to order, like, the cheapest thing on the menu. Shogi? Shogi. I'm going to go the safe way to Shogi. Away from where the fight spawns are. That's not what I ordered. That is not the ramen I ordered, thank you very much. Yeah, that fight spawn sucks. That fight spawn sucks. Massive, massive ass. That's why you have to be very, very careful. I'd be very happy if this run has no fight spawns in it. Which, so far, so good. We are not done yet, though. So, we gotta go do the shogi. Or should we have to do the shogi? Which, hey, fun fact, you already know exactly what I'm about to do. Unlike OG2, we don't gotta do the shogi. Get out of here. I lost. Oops. So, once we come out of this place, we have one last fight to do. This is going to be the last fight before we get a giant lump sum of money from this dude for showing him a good time around town. And protecting him from these guys who are up to no good. These guys, if I remember rightly, these guys suck. These guys, like, backflip a lot. Yeah, they do. You can get them to the ground and use Essence of Finisher on them. Bloody well do so. Demolish them. What did I say about them sheathing their swords? This guy has a lot of HP. If you can Essence of Finisher this guy, it's good. Look at the damage we do with a sword. This is why you want to keep your money until this fight right here. I should kill him before I went after this guy. Way more than enough money. Way more than enough money. Rough fight. Kind of spread them out a little too much, if I'm being brutally honest, but way more than enough money. We're doing good. We're doing very good. And with that, we take him to the gate. And after we're done with this story, he's going to give us 40 Ryo, I believe. Or like 4 Ryo even. Not 40. Jesus Christ, that'd be 400k. He gives us 4 Ryo, which is going to obviously be 40k in total. So, yeah, this is how we get the money for the money sword. You might be thinking we're going to use the money sword up until the final boss. Incorrect, actually. Kenzan is going to be very, very generous, and it's going to give us a free sword. That free sword is bloody strong. Remember, can still lose this run in this chapter and the finale. Also, I'd like you to note the finale is 29 minutes long. The finale of Kenzan has this little issue where it doesn't know when to bloody stop. Despite the fact that, as we said earlier, there is a very definitive endpoint of Miyamoto Musashi's life. But this is a video game. We have to deal with the video game side of things. God, I love Super Sentai. Why am I asking about that? Why am I saying that statement out loud? Cool. Looking forward to this next bit. If this next bit messes up... By the way, look who's back. Andrew's back. Spoilers, we're about to fight him again. The end of this really frustrating set piece. There's some really cool speed tech in this next set piece, but if I mess it up, I'm going to lose a minute. Like, probably more than a minute, honestly. So, I really need to not mess this next bit up. I'll warn you right now, if I mess this next bit up, there's going to be a blood-curdling scream. Just as a warning. That's my money. Chef, thank you so very much for the sub. I appreciate it. Mess up, yeah, the scream is like. It's actually quite easy to mess up, unfortunately. It's gonna require us not getting shot by archers. Which, as you can probably guess, boy, that's fucking annoying. Boy, that fucking happens a lot. Oh, Fat Chef, thank you so very much for the 10 gifted. Thank you so very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Read Kenzan of all video games. Oh, why wouldn't that skip the cutscene? What? Oh my. All the subs coming in. Krista, thank you so very much for the 4 months. I appreciate it.
Looking like a good run smile.
I'm surprised the gifted subs didn't start a hype train. Twitch? What? Twitch? Dodge, you're subbed, dumbass. Can't dodge it when you're subbed. You know what you said. I know what I said. Alright, so we have the big set piece coming up. This is actually genuinely scary. It's actually genuinely scary. Bird up. I can't remember if this is bird up or not. Yeah, bird up. Hell yeah. Alright. Could be the temple. Certain it's the temple at this point. Yeah, it's the temple. Okay, cool. It sucks. The set piece is nice, but the set piece can actually be terrifying. So, we're going to be palaquining to the bottom part of the city. It helps that a little bit here. We can't palaquin straight to where we want to go. Palaquin here to... Oops, here. Try to press right D-pad. Right D-pad, then pad. So, you'll go down D-pad. We got to go this way. If you remember back at the start of the game, I said we'd be back to that temple later on. Yep, we're going there now. Thank you, Fat Chef. I appreciate it. Thank you again for the gifted subs. I appreciate it. And the sub. Alright, let's bounce this way. Again, there are fight spawns along here. They're not a problem. Again, surprisingly. Not the last time we'll be going down here either. We'll be coming down here in the next chapter as well. And if there are fight spawns, which looks like we're getting kind of lucky with, they're really nice on this road. You would think that these would be really bad, but they're not, actually. Surprisingly not. Ow, no fight spawns at all. Lucky. Wait. When we get to the bit at the end, you'll notice there's a couple of bandits around the temple. This is going to be our big set piece. But we have way more than enough money now for the money sword. We are very much sorted for the rest of the run. For the length of time that we have the money sword. Please don't run backwards, idiot. 26 months worth of subscriptions. Very generous people. The Twitch algorithm has favored you greatly. You can probably guess, I'm gonna kill the archer units first. This bit's not the problem bit. You'll know. Ideally, everybody like actually gets together. Nice. Very rare you want to do the strong attack, but if you can like connect like that, it's not too bad. What did I say about the hand-to-hand enemies? Murder them. Hit that essence of finishing. Get rid of them. Hey, where you going? You! About the hand-to-hand enemies. They're all terrible. What's happening? What's happening? We'll stay together, that'd be great. Hey look, it's archer time. I have to give you one QT of you cutting an arrow in half. That's just so cool. Anyway, archer guys in this bit are going to be the bane of our entire existence. We're going to murder them. Fortunately, here's like 10 more of them. By 10, I mean 3, but you know. 10 equals 3, something like that. I don't know. Hello. Hey, so wait. We need to go through this part of the set piece, and as you can see, there are rocks in the way. This is going to be our big speed tech for this bit. So, this guy's going to give us some explosives, because why wouldn't he? He's going to tell us how to prime the explosives, so we're going to go over there. We're going to pop the explosive down with our D-pad, and we're going to run away. I'm going to speed him again. More explosives. So he gives us more explosives. And you can probably guess, if the archer enemy shoots us here, we go bang. That's the problem. Also, this bit loses FPS in this video game really badly. I'm going to put this one here. Speak to this guy. Ow. Grab this one. This one here. Oh, hey, I don't want to be here no more. Probably take this time to, like, kill enemies. For this next one, I'm just going to break it normally with the club, because I'd have to go back and then back and forth again. But the speed tech is for after this one. Look at this FPS. My goodness. That's how you can tell I'm running on an FPS 3, folks. We need to not get shot with this next bomb. If we get shot with this next bomb, that's a huge problem. Because we're going to go into the next room, and if we can get in the next room with this bomb, we can save literal minutes by being able to explode the next set of rocks ahead of time. That requires us to not get hit by anybody here, or especially in here, because the gate now shuts. This is the hard part. This part sucks. No, 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 no! It's gonna avoid these guys. It's gonna take the long way. It's fine. Oh, I got grabbed. That's why you don't want to go that way. Anyway, we're fine now. Jesus Christ. Hey, remember earlier with the giant balls of fire? If you weren't here for that earlier, allow me to show you how to deal with a giant boulder that's on fire. If ever you find a situation in real life where a giant boulder of fire is coming towards you, this is what you want to do. God. I had a lingering hitbox? Fuck you. How dare you? It never normally does. Even the bomb when you close to rocks, they still go boom? I don't believe so. I might be wrong on that, though. I might be wrong on that, because it would be actually quicker to get hit intentionally. Alright, this boss fight is hard. There's a way to mess this boss fight up. We want to keep Majima away from the backside of the fight. So much like his first fight, we're going to be trying to keep him in this area, like just down for the entire fight. Because Majima's weapon here, it's actually a grappling hook. Yeah, you heard me say that correctly. So, as you can see, I'm pushing him this way. No, he's trying it, he's going. Okay, good, Q. No, hey, stop. Basically, if he goes to the giant pots that are over on the side, he will start swinging across from them like Spider-Man. Don't know how. Don't know how. You're a fighting game player, so you don't know how to block. Damn. Ouch. This run's going pretty good. Hey, y'all, this run's going pretty good. This next chapter sucks. This next chapter, I think I did okay at in my PB, actually. I remember I said earlier, Marame is going to come back at some point. He's going to have an EX mode. Yeah. Yeah, right now, actually. My only notes for this chapter are taxi to the bottom right. Good notes. There's not that much to this chapter. There's a set piece. A lot of running back and forth, as you can probably guess. Yeah. 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 You'll see. You'll see. There's not that much of this run left, actually. Like, it might look like we got, like, almost an hour left over 2 chapters. We do. The finale, as I said, is the stupidest, longest finale of any RGG game. They just don't know how to stop it. I can also lose the entire run still to the finale because, those of you who haven't seen Kenzan before, the final boss of this game goes by many, many nicknames. One of them is Gun Pope. The other one is Fat Arase. You can probably guess why. You can probably guess why. Even Kenzan has the goddamn Arase dodge. It's on the final goddamn boss. It's even worse than that. He actually does a lot of damage. He's like the only fight in this run that's actually like genuinely scary in terms of like death. Anyway. A lot of running back and forth, don't worry about it. Oh, I'm not ready for this last set piece. Or like the thing in this chapter. The thing in this chapter kind of sucks. Okay, the fights in this chapter do actually suck. So. Exit. Exit, then say yes. Push you to the next story bit. I think. Do we go there in the daytime? I think we go there in the day, right? Yeah. I don't know why we don't leave via our trapdoor, but we go this way. Okay, I'm basically keeping an eye on my minimap. When it says I need to go to the bottom right, which I think is, yep, now, because you can see it's adding one more to the map. That's where we gotta go. This is where Kenzan's gonna do something really cool with its map that it doesn't do at any other point, which is a massive shame. Once again, we have to go to this part. There's no palanquin anywhere near where we gotta go. We're gonna go ahead one last time through this pathway here to the temple. We are going to be exceptionally careful not to get into any more fight spawns. As long as we don't get into any fight spawns here, we should be good for the rest of the run. Enough mission time-wise? Nope. Kinda rough fight spawns. This one might be bad. Okay, he's a large lad, so it's fine. Nope. Neither in terms of when it was released, nor in terms of the actual story. Good. Nice timing on that. These fight spawns. They were nice earlier, now they're not. That fight spawn is going to be there once I'm done with this conversation. So I've got to be very careful. This is a sub-story. This is the start of a sub-story. We can't actually avoid this. We have to get through this one. Thankfully, all the enemies here are, like, really weak, so, you know. Up you get. So yeah, they're gonna run off. We're gonna get a marker on our map, and we have to be very careful of that other fight spawn, because that fight spawn is going to be there when we're out of this. I need to be very, very, very aware of where I am after this. The camera starts the other way. Fine. He didn't even notice me. Didn't even notice me. I was scared for no reason. Anyway. I'll go back to the temple, and if you remember that bit on the minimap earlier that was blocked off with an X, it's actually that way. And we're about to take a very, very long trek across a big part of the land here, and you'll see that Kenzan does a really cool thing with its load screen. Look at this. Look how cool this is. It only does it here. And how actually cool this is. That's actually really neat. Actually really, really neat. Anyway, this next part sucks. There's a lot of enemies to fight, and they're really nasty. There's going to be a good couple of aggressive enemies, like this jackass in front of me, and also a bunch of armored enemies. I don't like this guy. I want him dead. For these reasons. Unfortunately, here come armored enemies. I'm not dealing with the armored enemy just yet. You might be wondering why that is. When we deal with the armored enemy and get rid of his armor, he's going to go into hyper mode. Your guard. Come on. Really? You actually hit that? So he's, like, aggressive as is, but yeah, he's going to be way worse if we break his armor. I should probably deal with him at this point. This is not going well. I'm gonna deal with him. Which is a problem because there's so many other... Hello, I can't get up because he's walking on me? So you know the drill. We use our... Fucking hell, you're being annoying today. We use our heavy two-handed. Holy shit, he's being aggressive today. Alright, y'all need to fucking stop. Holy shit. See, now he gets really aggressive and starts backflipping. So I'm going to murder him. I've had enough of this man. Fuck, please don't hit me, because then I lose him, and I lose him completely. How did that miss? Right, we should be okay now, but Jesus. This bit just sucks. This bit just really sucks. There's so many, like, large enemies that can demolish you. My HP, by the way. You were hard. Thankfully, throughout the entirety of this game, the items we've been picking up are actually healing items. Because I need one of those right now, which really sucks. Also, these enemies drop healing items as well. Thank God. Bad fight. Very bad fight. That was really terrible. Ouch. Alright. Alright. Remember when I said Marame is going to come back, he's going to get in EX mode? Fuck. Marame has a red heat mode. This man fucks. This man is nasty. As you will see. As you will see, this man is actually genuinely nasty. If he goes into his red heat mode, I just gotta let it flow. I just gotta let him get out of it, because otherwise he's guarding everything. And then interrupting my attacks. That was such a bad fight. I think I'm losing time in this chapter unless I have like a perfect Marame fight. Man. I just got bullied in a corner. Just like high school, for real, for real. Yes. Fuck this fight. Fuck this fight.
Sir. Queen.
Single sword, please, Miyamoto. We don't deal with duel here. And get the guard off in time. Yeah, this is the mode. Yeah, fuck you. Right, you break my guard and then you just fucking do it again. You. Fucking stop. Gotta hate this guy. God, that's where my gold is, look. Just can't hit him. Come on. This sucks. All this time loss. Come on! Fuck off! Come on. Yep. I fucking hate that fight. An absolute passion. That fight fucking sucks. And it goes over 30 seconds. Great. There's a lot more time. Ugh. Damn it. 40 seconds. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's why I was worried. That fight sucks. That entire chapter's fights just suck. I almost died as well at one point. Alright. We're in the finale, though. We're in the finale. There is also massive time loss potential in the finale. So, there's actually not that much in the finale that's gonna happen story-wise. The majority of the next 30 minutes are gonna be in a set piece, and you'll see what that set piece is. Gotta go back to the top of the map first. Yeah, thankfully our time with the money sword is pretty much done. There is not gonna be any more money sword for the rest of this run. Ignore this lady, she's a sub-story. That fight so much. That's why I was worried about that fight. I kind of like his red heat more because you can just dodge behind it and then hit the guy. Like, you just dodge behind him, hit him, and then he can't do jack about it. But if he starts running towards you like that, he just guards everything. He sucks. Marame, you suck. You have to job to him at the start of the run. I hate that guy. Oy, oy, oy. So here's our old friend. He's grown his hair out. He's clearly become evil. Damn you, Kojiro. How dare you? The name even Kojiro? I can't even remember. Yeah, he is clearly an evil dude now. He's the last guy Miyamoto Musashi, like, technically fights in his life. Which should be the final boss of this video game. That's not gonna be the case. That's not gonna be the case. Anyway. Gotta go get that sword of ours. The sword straight away? Or is it down to florists? Around. Again. Yeah, thank you very much, sir. I'm leaving. Goodbye. I've seen Kenzan Ishin. I want to say it's like 200 years. I might be wrong. It's a big period of time. A reasonably big period of time. Might be wrong. 260. Yeah, there you go. I was wrong. I was off. I was off by a little bit. I find it funny as well how in the speed run, like, we're supposed to be Miyamoto Musashi with his, like, legendary two-sword style, but no. Single sword all the way! Always single sword all the way. This is where we go get the sword. This might be where we go get the sword. I can't remember. Basically, as I said earlier, we get given a free sword in the finale. It's bloody good. Like, it's really bloody good. I don't know why the finale gives us a good sword. Yeah, it's this bit. I don't know why the finale gives us a good bloody sword, but the finale gives us a good bloody sword. We're gonna use it, like, immediately. Irashai. So we taxi, or Palanquin even, over to the blacksmith. Just here.
Whoa.
Thanks, my dude. I'm just gonna equip that immediately. It's a really good sword. The best sword? No, God, no. No, there's crafting in this game. But in terms of the speedrun, that's the map. In terms of the speedrun, yes, it is. You can see there it goes up to 101 damage. The piercing damage that it does is a little less, but that doesn't matter. Like, it literally does not matter. The actual damage that we need it for is, like, way, way higher. Like, disgustingly higher. Well, not disgustingly higher, but it is genuinely much higher. So, we now moiter. Because for the armor stuff, the piercing stuff, we just break it with the club anyway. Alright. There really isn't that much story left. It is literally, like, the vast majority of this time left in this run is a set piece. It is a giant, long, goddamn set piece. I'm not kidding you when I say that Kenzan's one of RGG's longest finales, and it does not know how to end. Again, you'll see. Is this where I taxi? Is this it? No, it's not. I'm stupid. Oh well, I'm already committed. But it is actually, isn't it? Have I just fucked up? Have I fucked up really badly? I don't know if I go to the florist first. Yeah, I do. Okay, fine. This taxi doesn't lose me that much time. It loses me a little bit, but it doesn't lose me that much time. It's only the difference between, like, running from there to here, which it's a bit quicker to run, like, only a tiny bit. Oh, oh, we're fine.
Oi. Oi.
Actually, it's the right option. I'm stupid. Fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Not panicking because I'm forgetting everything right now. But up. Actually, this is the end of the game. Yeah, this is the end of the game. Sorry, I'm wrong. This is the end of the game. Ah, happy dog. Ah, happy dog. Yeah, no, this is the end of the game. We now go to the literal final set piece. First one on the left? Yeah, first one on the left. The map marker should be showing the bottom left of my map right now. That or my house, one of the two. I forget which order this happens in. Yep, it's the end of the game. Okay, so we have to go and take a boat to the final set piece. The nice thing is, we have a palanquin right there. It is the good old tea house that we went and visited a long time ago. Here. So we need to get on is this guy. And once we say yes to this guy, that's it. It's the end of the game. Here we go. This is the final set piece. Looks like a cutscene, but it's not, I promise you. Oh, this final set piece is stupid and long. You'll see. Alright. Let's hope this goes well. There's a couple of things that can happen in this final set piece that could just end up ruining this run. So, that's a bird. That's a bird. So, it's fight time. It's lots of fight time. Only half an hour. It's such a long time. Kojo acts like Marame did in the previous chapter, so we've got to keep him on the floor for as long as possible. I'm done. Fuck me already. Alright, that's bad. You can avoid this if you just knock him to the ground. I can't really guard it at first. Looks like everything's going wrong in this last part. Probably just taken that as damage, to be honest. I honestly should have moved away from that. Come on, this is just fucking up at the end again. God, he's actually charging. This wasn't the fight I was expecting to go wrong, but it is very much going wrong. Thank you. There we go. Wow, the end of Kenzan has been giving me problems today. So if you can get him on the floor, it's pretty much just done at this point. I'm just gonna have to dodge behind him. It's fine. Man! This run was going so well up until these last two chapters. These last two chapters have been pretty diabolically bad. Alright. So, that should be the final fight of Miyamoto Musashi, but it's not. Fortunately, we've got a lot more to do. We gotta go save Haruka from that guy up there. We call him the Gunpo. Lots of enemies. Want to go this way? As you probably guessed by the fact there are spear guys all along the outside edge. Yes, you take damage if you hit them, and you get interrupted. So ideally, I can stay somewhat near the middle. And as we're dealing with enemies, you'll see spawning in eventually armored enemies. Not gonna be... Yeah. The nice thing is, they also get hit by the spear guys as well. Just keep a very close eye on your health. Try and grab healing items. Turn away from them. When we get a certain amount of enemies done, hey look! Guns. Deal with them first, holy crap. Spawned in them, which is bad. Now they're gonna all, like, move away. And archer units, and there's the armored units. So funnily enough, again, go for the archers because the archers are just really frustrating to deal with. The armored enemies we don't actually want to deal with just yet. We want to spawn like pretty much all of them before we deal them so we can take them all out. Obviously their armor with the club. Please get off me so I can stand up. Jesus Christ. Kenzan, I swear to God. Kenzan, I swear to God. I think you're so funny with your bows and your arrows. At this point, I'll probably start taking out armor, to be honest. If I lose this run to this finale, I'm going to be very, very upset. Please stop walking away. Thanks. Based on there's still one armored enemy that has to spawn in, but... guns. Oh, this is going so badly. Should never have to heal this much. There's the last enemy. Maybe we can understand why we deal with the archers. I might be dead. Holy hell. This is so unforgiving. Which is weird, because the rest of this game is. Fuck you. Why not get me mid-dodge? Kenzan, please. Can I move past this guy so I can get the guy with the fucking bow and arrow? This has been such a bad start. This has been such a terrible start. This has been an awful start. Ugh. I don't like that. I think I'm losing most of my time here. That sucks. Gonna have to play well. That's very painful. The fight beforehand and that fight were both terrible. Ugh. Trying to concentrate now because that was really awful. When I said the Super Sentai were going to turn up, here they are. Nafka, thank you for 26 months. I appreciate it. Yeah, club gaming. You'll see more of the club coming up here. And that sucks. That's such a bad start to this set piece. He absolutely went better than that. It's a large lad with a club. Hooray. So, after they do that, they all just disappear. They all just leave. I run forward. That's the reason why we don't get rid of the weapon there, is because obviously just they leave. Please. Okay. This man blew up the entire bridge. We gotta go after him a different way. As you can guess, is that door right there. So this guy can actually run away really fast, which is annoying. So what we're gonna do is we're actually just gonna hit him first. Hopefully he doesn't run away. We'll do that. Okay. I tried to guard that and it didn't work apparently. Okay. And again? What the fuck is happening? I re-guarded. Oh my god. I'm getting so mad at this. This is really bad. I need to take normal heals because I need to get special heals for later. Oh, this is pretty bad. That's what you want. Why wouldn't he flinch before? Jesus Christ. Kenzan is not going well right now. I'm genuinely losing minutes here. This is terrible. So, he has the key. We're going to grab the key off his body. I'm going to do that for literally all of those guys. That's why this finale is bloody long. I'm also going to need to get healing items at some point. Grab this one. So, we're going to see them over there. We need to go and see that the way has been blocked off before we can grab the bomb. So we're going to do the bomb again. Thankfully, it's not as hard or ridiculous as the set-piece skip we did earlier. We run this way. We ignore the person in there. All the way down here and grab this. I'm going to grab the healing item as well as just in case. Shouldn't need it, but it'll cost me a second, so it's fine. Using up way too much healing as is. Okay, now we run back. Hopefully we don't get shot by an arrow on the way. That would just suck. We're dashing. We shouldn't. And when we fall down, we want to turn around and grab this healing item, because that's going to give us a whole load of heat, which is what we want in the fight after this one. So this fight's going to look a little weird. It's not going to look like this guy has armor, but he does. It's the white aura around him instead. So what we're going to do is going to start with the club, and then you'll know when his armor's gone. You'll 100% know when his armor is gone. I don't think I can finish the set piece in the next 10 minutes. I'm definitely losing time. Really? Hey, his arm's gone. Stop stunning me, please. Are you fucking shitting me? Kenzan, I swear to fucking God. Enough of your bullshit tonight. This is such a good run. This is such a good run that's been ruined by the last two chapters. Fucking hell. These fights went exceptionally well in my PB, so... The AI has just all of a sudden gotten, like, disgustingly aggressive for whatever reason. The X button to pick it up is right there. I am pretty done with Kenzan's bullshit right now. Man. Thankfully, we don't have to do much here. We grab this. Over here. Get down. That better be close enough, I swear to God. And we jump down. Alright. This bit. This cart right here is going to be what we use for the next fight. God, this glitches through the floor again, I swear to God. So this guy kind of sucks to deal with. So what we're going to do is also use this cart, and we're just going to hit him with a heat attack twice, because the cart will not fully break in one heat attack, which is nice. So I'll run around here. Excuse me, boxes. I'm going to go into my items, restore my heat, which you can see that does a lot. Hit him with a heat attack. Run around and grab the cart again. To another heat attack, or another heat item. This one. Then murder. Good. That fight is really annoying. If you try and fight him normally, it's really, really annoying. Find his body, which should be on the side. This. Cute. Okay, that fight went well. The next fight can also go pretty badly. This next fight fight, we need to be a bit careful. We're going to be utilizing the same kind of strats that we do at the end of K2, where we don't want the camera to be facing a specific direction, so that enemies won't spawn in a really awkward, hard-to-get-to place, which is literally dead ahead of where we're looking right now. It's fine. We can kill him when we come out of this cutscene. Shut up! Shut up, my dude. So yeah, we don't want the camera to be facing... We want the camera to be facing that direction, so that we don't, obviously, get any fight spawns down there. Great. Please stop. Too close to this bit. Because the problem is, if they spawn back here, if the archers spawn back here, you have to, like, go and run over to deal with them, and they run away. Please. They are all so annoying to deal with. These are the last ones. Good. Alright. This next fight sucks. This next fight can go very, very wrong. Which, considering every other fight has so far, I have a bad feeling about this. So, this guy right here can use a normal attack and jump across from this side to the other side. So, we want to hopefully keep him completely locked down. Which is, as you can probably guess, real hard to do, especially when he's really aggressive at the start of the fight. Please don't. Thought with that guard he was gonna. Okay. Once again, he has the key. As you can probably guess. Yeah, I definitely can't. I'm definitely losing at least a minute here. This sucks. Ugh. God, I just hope the last fight goes well. Like, not even him. I hope the last fight of these guys go well, because if you lose this next fight, or you lose the guy at the start of this next fight, you can lose a minute. Something going well indeed. Well, there's a bunch of enemies, which, yeah, they don't matter. Please don't grab me, guy who's hand-to-hand. I'm moving away from him. Piss off. I see you running at me, my dude. Leave me alone. All right. Club out. Hit twice. I see him running towards me. I know. I've been here before. I know what he's about to do. Again. This is actually where, this room right here is where we found out how to sprint in this game. I accidentally put my weapon away, started running, and then I started literally sprinting. It was like, oh, fuck. If only we had known about that the entire time. Cool. Alright. Last 3 fights. Got a fight here. We're in a very nice looking place, actually. A very, very nice looking place. We have a fight here, and then we have 2 more after that. Forward a little bit. I want to make sure my weapon is out for the bit after this bit. Now, the idiot didn't remember that, you know, the chain for the bridge is on the side of the house, dumbass. Do not, under any circumstances, let this guy get away from you. If you do, he can clone himself and you'll lose him until you kill all the enemies. So pray that you kill him fast. If he guards, I'm going to be so upset. He actually tried it. No, please do not hit me. Fuck off right now. That's one of those fights where you don't have to deal with the ads. Alright, thank God. That almost went badly. Anyway, man has the key. He just goes, what? I'm dead now. So, over here, you know the drill. Get the club out. Yeah. Man, I got a minute until I start losing time. This sucks. You're about to see how much time I'm going to lose this finale due to that start. God, this finale has been absolutely terrible. We have one more normal fight for the final boss. We're going to be losing time before I even get to the final boss. We don't need these cutscenes, video game. There's only one pathway he could go. So here comes the time loss in about 10 seconds time. Jesus Christ. I'm not even in the final boss yet. Fucking hell. Too many times. It's really annoying. Not as annoying as watching this time loss, look. You don't want to be all this way over here as well, because like there's going to be a second enemy spawn. Yep. Be a gun enemy because they always stay at the back. Come the fuck on. Oh, this time all sucks. Alright. Final normal room, and then the final boss. God. I could still die to the final boss is the thing, especially at this HP value. I might want to consider healing. Honestly. Because I lose my sprint doing that. I want to be able to just run at the boss at the in this fight, because he's gonna demolish me if I'm not careful. Look at this time loss. Fuck you, Kenzan. See what I mean? I don't feel happy about that. That's world record by a second. Not happy about that. You can understand why I'm upset. The last two chapters have just been garbage. That finale was awful. The finale was fucking awful. That finale was absolutely fucking awful. Yeah, that was OG2 now. That was OG2. I'm angry. I'm actually genuinely angry about how that finale went. The start of this finale was just garbage. Just absolutely garbage. It went well from about the halfway point onwards, but Jesus Christ. Both Marime in the previous chapter and bloody whatever the fuck his name is, Kojiro or whatever, in this chapter, just... Man.